Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures, little change to kick things off so far on a Friday. It was a little bit worse off when I first sat down this morning, but we're trying here to get back towards positive territory. Increasing COVID-19 cases around the globe remaining in focus once again this morning. Worries about the possibility of a recovery and what that will look like as we still await some vaccine positivity coming back into the market. Speaking of both Pfizer and BNTX shares on watch this morning, as both came out this morning saying they will apply to the FDA for emergency use authorization for their vaccine for COVID-19 as soon as today. So we'll have a look at both Pfizer and BNTX coming up. Some of the smaller EV names popping back up this morning. That AYRO, we looked at it a couple of times yesterday. There's a few other ones we'll check out as well. Little tiny penny stock naked brand, NAKD, 1 billion shares traded yesterday. Gonna have a look at that. We'll also check out another little penny stock, TTNP, Titan Pharmaceuticals, also doing crazy volume. There's earnings to get to, lots to talk about this morning. It's Friday, November 20th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see mostly positive here. Japan, the only one to the downside. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up to start things off. Same story. Yeah, positive numbers top to bottom. We'll switch over to North America next and see a bit of a mixed story. As I mentioned, the NASDAQ, they're trying to get back into positive territory. Otherwise, pretty quiet to start a Friday morning. TSX futures here in Toronto, lower to start. Bitcoin, they're up again today. I noticed Riot Blockchain, Mara moving around in the pre-market. Crude oil higher, gold back into positive territory to start things off as well. Good morning, guys. Friday, we have a number of earnings to get through this morning. Not huge moves, but interesting earnings to talk about. This penny stocks going crazy all of a sudden. This, what was it, Naked Brands, 1 billion shares. It was 1.1 billion shares in volume yesterday. Hard to avoid that coming in today.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the notional value traded is not not nearly as impressive as when we see some of the numbers when Tesla's doing volume, but you're not going to ignore that kind of a liquidity as a day trader. And this is the first day it's actually coming to the downside. TTNP moving. I mean, Naked Brands just, I had a short at 26 and took off way too many shares because it just broke down to 21. This one's coming down in a hurry, and I'm already trying to, I'm gonna stop chasing because I was just chasing it down to 23 or so and couldn't get any more shares. The other one, TTNP, pharmaceutical company. This has actually done just as or more shares in the pre-market, so 33 million already. So it's back to penny stocks. Haven't traded them in a while. Probably going to be involved today. When I sat down, Tesla was right at that 500 level. So I mean, if it holds that price, that could be pretty interesting for us. And the market is flat, but there is, believe me, there's plenty to trade today, Sean.
Yeah, Friday doesn't come fast enough some weeks, and then some weeks it comes super fast. And today it feels like, I can't believe it's Friday already. Of course, next week we have Thanksgiving, shortened week next week. But yeah, look, the market continues to march higher, although today it looks like we are pulling back. Some of these stocks just continue to go nuts. We have Square, we have BABA. I tweeted out a bunch of levels as well. You can see that on there. And plus we have our watch list. And if you're just joining us for the first time now, the watch list hopefully has arrived. I'm going to show it to you just real quick before we go. Morning Movers, this is every single day. Valeria's going to drop the link in the chat. It's watchlist.tradertv.live. It shows up right in your inbox. And all the names we're going to be covering soon are right on here. And it's not only that, it's not just the names, it's the percentage moves. So you can see that's when we send it out. And then the notes about what's happening in the stock. Pfizer, BioNTech, there's Naked Brands as well. Foot Locker goes on, FireEye, McAfee, it goes on and on and on. But that's the watch list, Brendan. So important. If you're not a subscriber, just please, it's free. Get it.
Yeah, we do all your homework for you on a daily basis. Foot Locker, earnings, better than expected earnings as well. Let's have a look, guys, at how traders fared here at Day Trade the World yesterday. More big numbers to show you here, mostly North America. In number one spot there, 56,000 coming out of most mostly North America, as I mentioned. Europe there, number 2, 23,000, 15,000, all the way down to number 5 there, 13,000 on the NASDAQ. Got to go down to number 7 to get into more European markets, but great numbers once again for the top 10 traders list here at Day Trade the World. Let's have a look at what is coming up a little bit later on. Brand new educational video coming your way. Yeah, all about your trading edge, understanding your trading edge. And then once you do understand that edge, trying to maximize your trading edge, whatever it may be. So great points in that video coming your way. As I mentioned, about 11:40, 11:45. Valeria will have the link for you in the chat. Speaking of Miss V, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning, Brendan, and hey guys, happy Friday, everyone. Let's have a beautiful trading day together. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, smash the like button, and share the link with friends. Let's get it started, Brendan.
Yeah, let's indeed get it started, guys. Sean showed you the watch list there. We'll jump right into things, talk about Workday. First off, the cloud software maker, cloud computing software designer, I guess you could say, reporting earnings that were kind of in line with expectations. No big surprises here. It did have quite the move in the aftermarket, guys, and we're actually all the way back down, which typically is a result of something maybe said on the conference call that happened after the report was out. But overall, the numbers look good for Workday.
It's not terribly often that you do see beats across the board. I mean, we talk about that trifecta, and we're down 3%. The only positive sign for, if you're looking at this price action, the positive sign to take from it is, let me just zoom a little bit further out here in the 15-minute chart. You do have a couple of levels to the downside here. This is all I was looking at on Workday. This 218 level and this 220 level, if you're bullish on the name and you're looking for a bounce, be able to buy it post earnings when they beat across the board, look for that 218. It's not a lot of volume pre-market. I mean, 65,000 shares, very, very illiquid so far. So this sort of screams a stock that you're not looking to trade right off the bat. So even if it comes down and just gets to like 218 for whatever reason, the price that I might be looking at to pick a little of a bottom, I'm not going to touch it until at least like 9:35 or so. Like the first few minutes have to settle down on Workday. But I'd be interested in dip buying. I don't know that I want to be taking any breakout trades in something which has so little activity pre-market.
Look, I hear the word cloud computing, and I instantly want to go to my favorite and holder I am of Twilio. Up to 300. I just want to bring that up because it's right at that $300 mark. Look what Twilio did yesterday, guys. 279 or so, busted out to 301, almost in a straight line off the open before stopping right up here. So I think we have some upside here, 301.50 or so. The spread right now is quite big, and it's only 20,000 shares. But I mean, Workday, the chart looks like it is what it is. But check out Twilio's chart here, if I can find it. There's the day chart here. No, it's not loading. I don't know what's going on with my day charts. But Twilio's just been an absolute beast, straight to the upside, and it's going to keep on going. I just did, before we go, I'm not too interested in Workday. Here's the imbalance locator. A lot of you have been asking about it. I saw you there, Lester, asking about that as well. The biggest and the baddest Palantir touched 1950 already today, so we're really happy with the way that one's trading. So that's going to be a big winner. Neo's right there as well, and then some of the banks on sell, and I do love Alibaba back above where we bought that at the beginning of the week, 263 and change. So lots of stuff happening today. We're going to get to the Pfizer news soon.
Yeah, don't see the next one on there either, which was Foot Locker, also reporting earnings better than expected for Foot Locker right across the board as well. The one number that kind of stood out was there were some store closures. The store closure number was actually higher than expected, 3,032 stores ending the quarter versus 3,129 at the beginning, and that was not pandemic related. So that was the only kind of question mark as far as Foot Locker was concerned. Otherwise, though, decent report for FL, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you got to like same-store sales numbers. I mean, they have a solid number of stores that are still opening up and have survived so far. It's a little bit surprising. And someone asked in the chat, was I going to be looking at shorting this one today? And the plan was not to look at shorting Foot Locker. As a matter of fact, I was looking already at this $41 level. I mean, you had a bit of a break in the afternoon through this price. You had a previous week high just above this 41.20. So, my first look was this 41.20-ish area on a pullback, which we might get right at the open. And then I also like it, down around this 40. I just didn't think those were going to come into play necessarily. I did have a little bit of a higher target at 41.80. which I thought if we dipped down and bounced off and I couldn't catch the bottom, I'd catch a breakout. So all those levels are now suddenly coming into play. So if we get any further selling in Foot Locker, I'm looking to see if we can catch a turn at the open off of 41 to 41.20. That's going to be my look. I'm not thinking about shorting it yet. That can always change, but for now, the look is to the long side.
Okay, yeah, I had to build back my charts here on the daily. So, yeah, okay, so here's Foot Locker here on a daily chart. We'll use our little arrows here to show you. We did break out, so this is what we were looking for yesterday on this report, was a break above here, 40, 42. So that does happen, and it looks like, let's just call it up here for you guys quickly. Foot Locker, 150,000 shares, it's not huge. Neil just went over some levels, but we are above that on the daily chart now. So I think we can successfully look for some longs here on Foot Locker and use this 41, what is that, 41.75 or so as you're out. I mean, we'll have to wait for it to open up. But like right now, I'm going to use 41.75. That's sort of the bottom there. Or you could use yesterday's wick at the bottom as well, 41.25. So either way, Foot Locker is going to be in play. But right now, you just got to let it settle down because you do have a 36-cent level 1 here on the national best bid.
Man, this Naked Brands just can't get out of its own way this morning. 30 million shares already. We're going to get to that. Coming up, Pfizer and BNTX out this morning saying they're going to apply to the FDA for emergency use authorization for their vaccine for COVID-19 as soon as today. That typically requires a bit of a review. Timeline uncertain as far as when that could come through, but a little more positivity here. I just had a look at BNTX, guys, if you want to trade or have a look at BNTX over on the NASDAQ. Bigger move, less volume, but bigger move than Pfizer. Pfizer kind of stuck in this range still.
Yeah, I mean, BNTX gapping to the upside. We already saw what happened earlier on when they sold off the news on BNTX. Pfizer was just as good that day. I'm not sure that's going to hold true today. I'm looking for the same, a similar type of play. So whether it's going to be a breakdown, I'm looking at, pre-market lows of 99, even 99.20 or so. Bit of a spread. I'm looking at 35 cents of a spread. So I wouldn't mind if this got bought up at 9.30 to give me something like a 101. Type of short in front of this 102 and change high, 102.22, so call it the quarters. I'd be involved in that play on the rollover, even if it gets bought in the open. Otherwise, it's a breakdown. Now, I didn't take the breakdown trade a couple of times with this strategy, and I feel like that was a missed opportunity because you got the breakdown on Pfizer, on Monday, and then it came right back in and then gave you the short sort of off of the same level. So I'll look to do that in BioNTech here. The only concern, of course, is liquidity is solid, but the volume isn't that great. So I mean, I see solid bids here on my level too, but the actual volume only 300,000 so far.
Okay, and yeah, I just wanted to say what's up to all the viewers there. I did post a few things there. Bob is not on our list. I did post it up there. Follow us all on Twitter. I did put the link there. I did want to say a big thank you as well to right here, Blossom Learning Center. Thank you so much for the contribution. That's absolutely amazing. We do the show every day, and that's just so nice to see. Thank you so much, Blossom Learning Center. Get your learning on with Blossom Learning. Pfizer, I have no idea. Okay, Pfizer right now, 36.75. Yeah, this stock has always been pretty boring to me to trade. I don't really like to scalp 5 or 6 pennies off of a stock like this. So we'll wait on Pfizer, but it's just been a funny thing. And I said this the other day. You saw Gilead yesterday with some news after market as well. I think I have to log out because like now this Foot Locker is not even changing either. I'll go to a daily chart with Pfizer when we get back, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to Naked Brands. What a move, first of all, but the volume, the bigger story yesterday, 1.1 billion shares traded. There's really no, unusual news catalyst behind this. It was just a volume event for NAKD, as I mentioned. Can't get out of its own way, it seems, in the pre-market here this morning. Guys, we just topped 30 million at 9:14 in the morning.
Yeah, and you just want to show up the 15 minutes so you can see the move it's made last few sessions. I jokingly said it's been up 4x, almost 5x from the move in the penny stock range here. So it turned around, it made a top yesterday, I should say, at 33, and it's turning around today. It's the first time it's gapping lower. When it broke this level here, this stuck out like a sore thumb. Through this one in the chat, it was a pullback support. When it broke 26, that was a bit of a break that I had to take here, and past that psychological quarter, it just bounced off 20 cents. So I did reload here, and I'll show you on the 1 minute chart. I did reload here at 22. But at this point, it's trying to put in a higher low. That was a big tank into 20 cents. It might get ramped up again, and I feel like if it breaks 23, I'll probably back off until it gets to like that 25 range and get a retest of that level. As far as TTNP, that's another penny stock there, Titan Pharmaceutical. I was in this one short as well, and I covered it for a half-cent loss. It just at the time it looked really strong, and Naked Brands was doing a little bit better, and I didn't want to get caught up in two of these at the same time going into it before the open, actually.
All right. I like Naked Brands, obviously. Neil just talked about to the short side. Look, if you could somehow take out this 28, then I think that we can at least test 33 again and then go longer on that one. So, but you do have obviously some downside here. 17 yesterday, sort of before we started taking off. Once it breaks this, I guess it's 18.50. We're just talking cents. 18 cents 50 there. So once that happens, so if you are short, you could look to maybe get out some 17 or 18 there, and then possibly go long at that spot. But I mean, Neil just went over some levels. I just think that if the volume comes back, you could get a 28. But look at all the volume it has to go through even to get to 28, and the market's not even open yet. So it could be a little bit of a mission to get up here on relatively no news. So I don't have that much to say about Naked Brands. I want to thank everybody for becoming members today. There was a bunch of you. Thank you so much. Our members talk is next, not this coming Monday, the next Monday. Anyone who's a member will get a link on there. What's your thoughts on TTNP being sold to Pfizer? We just talked about, Neil just went over some TTNP there, so I hope that was good for you. And then again, Blossom Learning Center, thank you so much for that super chat.
All right, guys, let's go to FireEye. FireEye Incorporated, which is FEYE, getting a huge investment from Blackstone, along with a couple other private equity firms. Clear Sky was the other one. It's, $400 million US investment into FEYE. So this thing went from 14 to 16 in the aftermarket yesterday. We're kind of coming off here early on so far today.
I actually...
just before we get to just very, very quickly here, guys, it looks like a share offering on KNDI here. It just tanked like a couple of dollars down towards 11.50. So I want to get some actual details on that in a quick second here. But Candy on the move down 15%. This just got released here just a couple of minutes ago. So it looks like this play coming back in. Obviously, it's made a bit of a run. I think that's why you will see this offering come in. It's been going parabolic. It actually did 250% up in just 1 week.
Yeah, KNDI, the ugliest car around, I think.
I'd agree.
Okay, if that's the right one. I don't know. There's so many Brendan keeps showing us. I like the XPEV one as well. That's a good one. And I think the Liato one is nice. But the Candy Make You Dandy car, I'm not sure about that one. FireEye's just stuck, man. I mean, look, I put it on the watch. I'd sent that out to you. FireEye's on our watch list as well. And the levels that I was liking was just the breaking of the top here of 1650. If we go to the daily chart, this is what I'm talking about. And I mean, I hope my daily chart's working now. Okay, there it is. That's good. So this is what I mean. It's stuck in this range. I really like 1650 or even like 1625. These kind of breakouts there, I thought an infusion of cash would probably get it to there with FireEye, but it looks like they saw the cash, they liked it, now it's coming back to the downside. So I think we'll try a long on there, and then look, 15 bunched up areas there, bunched up here. So you can go long with a stop at 15. I do like FireEye. I wish it was a little closer to this breaking spot of 1640 or whatever that was. Let me check it again. I think it was 1628. One more second. Yeah, whatever this is right here. Yeah, 1620. Let's call it 25. 1625 is going to be a go on FireEye, Brendan.
All right, guys. Yeah, here we go. It's $100 million worth of Candy shares hitting the market at 11:30. $11.30, not the time, 11:30. Yeah, 8.8 million units, I guess it is, at 100 million value, $11.30. So that was the news on KNDI there. McAfee, recent IPO, came back to the market after a long period out of market, reported earnings for the first time since returning to public markets. Basically flat. I mean, they didn't lose. They didn't make anything really. So a bit of a flat report for MCFE today.
Yeah, I mean, this one's not exciting unless you're this dude over here on the in the aftermarket that picked it up at $15. And, probably not seeing anything here. We're exactly flat on no volume on McAfee. So I don't know. Like maybe it's going to be worth it. To hang on to this one. I mean, certainly it's a solid business, but I really don't see a day trade here unless something really ticks in, like a buyer steps up out of nowhere, volume spike, and maybe like some kind of a breakout at like 1675 or 80 or 80 or so, somewhere in this range here. But I'm just not seeing it today. I thought that maybe there would be something post earnings. It's just unfortunately nothing here on McAfee. Now I would watch it maybe in the next couple of days or into next week just to see if volume picks up and you get some kind of a breakout off some of these levels, but it doesn't seem that likely.
Some talk here on the chat about Alibaba. It's not on our watch list, but I did tweet out 264 as the level that we liked. And of course, I don't take Alibaba in the pre-market. I've done that before. And then you get huge moves down or up, and then you celebrate the win or you kick yourself for taking the shares for the loss. So I'm not going to do that. But now it looks like 264.50. Alibaba coming from the dead the last couple of days here. It got down. I mean now it's gapped up, so I have to show you the daily chart. It's been hovering around this 250 area. It did. This is what I mean. It did touch down to 252 and change. We're long at 262 right here on one of these drops when we talked about it. And now we're going to wait to see it's coming back into the money now a little bit here on Alibaba. So I do like Alibaba for the long term. I think we might have just made that bottom at 252 and change. But watch, once the government eases up a little bit there, they're really giving the screws to Alibaba now over Ant and everything like that. So we'll wait to see. But Alibaba is going to be a big trade for me if it does break through 264.50.
Okay, let's go to DraftKings. The next one on the list this morning, guys. DraftKings back on watch, kind of hanging out near the highs from yesterday. Piper Sandler initiating coverage on both DraftKings and Penn National. The coverage was at $58 for price target of $58 on an overweight rating for Piper Sandler. So more attention being drawn to this space, guys.
I mean, Piper coming now with the upgrade, right? We put the coverage on this thing at $35. So hopefully you guys are there. I think we're going to open up a Trader TV consulting investment firm. We put that down at $35. So that's where we're long. I don't expect anything other than this 50 break. And then when that happens, we talked about it yesterday. Never happened, so we didn't have to worry about it. Well, it did. It went to 50.02 or something like that. It's not good enough. But so we're waiting for a realistic break of 50. And the thing is, if and when you take this 50 break, which you probably will, I don't want you to give it too much lower than right about here, man, like 50 cents of risk. Again, depending on your shares, Neil and I will trade different shares. We'll do different styles. So will you guys. But for me, I'm going to only give this one 50 cents, a break of 50, and we're in. And it goes back down to 49.50, and we gone.
I would look at the 49.36 area-ish here, just watching the afternoon top here and then pre-market bottoms. I think it's a decent range to call a pullback. If it does dip through that price, I would then revisit this trade in another price range. So this 47.50 to 48, that 50 penny range looks like a prime bounce spot. If we do get down in there, I'll likely have already lost on a long, assuming that the breakout happens and I've taken a hit. So I want to make sure I have a second area that I can go into and don't lose everything on the one trade. So that's going to be the plan over here in DraftKings. I'll give it another shot, even if we get into that 47.50 to 50 range. But obviously the 50 is going to stand out. That's the type of break you're just going to usually end up taking here as a day trader. Scalp some out and then ride the rest.
Great stuff. Let's go to the overall market. We'll bring Arun in here and have a look at the futures this morning. Back to basically break even at this point. We were a little bit higher, Arun. We're back to the downside now. But what are we looking at as far as levels today?
Momentum is carrying upside, so I would just let that go. For me, I'm looking at 70. If we get below 70, I think then we can start looking for some shorts. Nothing yet. 40 still there from yesterday. That was the initial trade that I had mentioned early yesterday morning. That level still in play, 35.40. So anything going below 60, I think you automatically start looking for some longs. Momentum is carrying from overnight. So if it breaks 70, then I can potentially start looking for some shorts. But the problem is to the upside. See, 85 was the high or near the high of yesterday, and also seems to be where it had dipped or turned around earlier this morning, or just like an hour ago. Now, if we get above 85, I'm still concerned that there's more action up there, so I'm not marking 85 as a level at all. My level is 36.15 from a couple days back. So 36.15 is still the level I'm going to be using. 35.85, I'm really curious to see what happens once we pass it, because I get the impression that it could easily just run some stops past 85 and then turn around. But I mean, it's going to be one of those levels that I really want to keep an eye on. I'm still going to use 36.15. If they get past 35.85 and kind of settle in, then I might consider the possibility of a long. but there's no way I'm taking a long on the breakout there at 35.85 there, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun on Monday morning before we get going. NNDM, the next one here, Nano Dimensions. We've traded this many times on the show before. A lot of people in the chat talking about this one yesterday. Had quite the move, gapped up. Another one that did significant volume on the day as well. Look at the move. I wanted to highlight right into the close here. This thing went from 520 up to 620. Right in the last few minutes of the day before coming off in the aftermarket a little bit. Yeah, we're opening down here, 420 right now for NNDM. $100 million offering at $4 today, guys.
Yeah, I mean, this might be a sleepier type of trade, but there could be some good scalping off some of these levels at the bottom here at $4 and $4.25. So what you might see happen is you just go to level 2 and see some of these nice little bids in here. Now, it's not a huge amount of size at 420, but if it gets down to the 4 even and I see a big bid, I'm very likely on NNDM to be picking up some shares and just scalping like, you know, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, things like that, and try to get like 5-10 cent wins. The volume's likely to be very good. It's already done 6.5 million shares. But that's probably the only style of trade I'm going to be doing today in Nano Dimension, and I need to see the bid to support it. But I like that type of play on offering, especially when you get this sort of tight consolidation, which can be as expected. So if we hold that 4 and I see a buyer, you'll see me scalping in front of that one for some long trades.
193.20. I'm just going to look at, I really like Square here. I just got to try to edit these dark prints out for you so I can show you what we're talking about. 195 here on Square. Square's been absolutely on fire with the emergence again of Bitcoin. I think there's a little bit of a play there, obviously, with Square and with Bitcoin. So I'm looking at Square right now, taking out this 195. I mean, it was 150. Like, that's just a monster move just in a week and a bit here for Square. So I'm looking at this 195 to see if we can't take that out. That's sort of where we topped out at yesterday, was 195, and then today 193, or a couple days ago, and then now today 195. We're looking at that again, but we still have a little bit of room to go. 128,000. I like Square to the long side, Brendan.
All right, guys, let's talk a little bit of renewable energy, or the clean energy space, coming back to life a little bit over the past couple of days here. I just put WWR, Westwater Resources, up. You can see on the daily chart, the past few days, these have kind of popped back up into play, doing significant volume as well. Worth mentioning, this was the day for WWR yesterday. 650 up here is kind of the top end of this range. There's also a little bit of congestion around that 650 area on the daily chart. You can have a look at OPTT. There's that CBAT as well, back on the move in the pre-market this morning. All on the list, guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that CBAT just made a bit of a move to the upside off of like a 770 a bottom. I had this one. This one's the one I had on my radar. I was looking at a 750 potential bounce. It didn't quite get there, but also the other level I'm watching, not this pre-market high at 825. Just having a quick look at this 840 top. So pre-market, there's 825 today. There's 840 from yesterday. So I feel like, I can short off of any pop into this level. And then if that breaks, I think we could be in another bit of a breakout on CBAT. Now, you saw the space had come off and we're bouncing off lows, double bottom, some consolidation and trying to make a move higher. And that's why the first look might actually be a bit bullish. And I was trying to get 750s down there. Unfortunately, couldn't catch it. We'll see if we can get it a little bit later if this one starts to come down. Naked Brands is right back at about like 22, 23, so not much to update there, but that TTNP is making a move to the upside. It broke that 25. I was shorting this level here, so you see some consolidation flush. It came back, fell off of this 24.5, 25 level. I just took this little wedge. When it came back, I'm like, this is too strong. Let's get out of this one. I'm not going to the long side just yet, but if this one takes off the top at 28 cents, I'm willing to play breakout here in TTNP.
Okay, so right here, guys, NEO, look, I've just been crushing this stock for the last year or so. Well, since it's been hot, I guess, since March probably. 48, I wish I was long, $2 still. $49 here. Let's take the top off on NEO. That was the high yesterday. You could, if you really wanted to get frisky, 48.60. You could look at this level here, 48.50 on that kind of a break as well. But I mean, I like NEO every day, man. It just seems to be bang off the top there. So we'll wait to see. I mean, look, yesterday I made a call that was $3 away. Never thought that would make it. We went hella long when it went. We we made the call down here at 44, and we went super long right here on this break, 46.64, and you saw what happened when that came through. So we're looking at NEO 49, just to give you that one. We're looking at DraftKings at 50. Hopefully that didn't break yet. No, they will. It's close. Alibaba as well. You guys know about that one, 264 and change. Square coming through at 195. That's on a nice little move upside right now as well. That's what I'm looking at, man. FireEye 1650, and Palantir 1950. Let's just take a quick look. You guys love this imbalance locator. Thank you so much for all the memberships. I did want to give a shout out quickly. Oscar Devos, thank you so much. And then thank you so much to Mark Jones as well. And then thank you, John, for the $5, 5 green days in a row. This is how we're doing, guys. Mattel, I like Mattel for a Christmas play. We will look at that a little more. Pfizer, Rig there, Bank of America, there's Palantir, there's Alibaba. So just a quick little rundown, 10 seconds, Neil, get that key going.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get this countdown rolling. It is Friday, end of the week. AYRO just made a bounce off of 735. This looks like a key level for that stop. But 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I love that wave, Valeria. Give the little queen away. But AYRO, I don't know if we talked about this one enough, but it made a bit of a bottom right here at 725, 730. It's ramping up off of the open. I might take a shot going long on this play if it can hold this 720 on another bounce here. So watching that one very, very closely. Getting a bit of a push here. TTNP making a run towards the top. If it breaks 28, I'm going long.
TTNP. Right now, Square comes to the other side, so we don't have anything on U Square yet. So we're going to wait to see what that wants to do, but that's coming to the downside. We'll check out Alibaba quickly to see what that's doing. 164.20. We could get into that one sooner rather than later on Alibaba. And then Palantir, we're still waiting for that. So I'm into nothing yet, guys, but we're waiting.
Yeah, DraftKings, actually head southbound. It did make a bit of a spike up to like 94, 95 cents, but no move to the upside, breaking that 50 just yet, but it is still going to be on that radar. AYRO making another push down. It looks like it might not hold this area that I was hoping for a bounce, so no long play for me on AYRO. It was only if it had held that level on a double bottom. That's not happening. I got back into naked brands here, and if it breaks 25, I'll give that one up, but the break is on in TTNP. Just got long on the 28 break, so that one looks like it's the runner today.
Okay, good. Yeah, TTNP. Oh no, I didn't put that in there for that one. We're waiting for naked brands to go. I did not have TTNP on the list there, but there goes CBAT as well. We are now into CBAT on the long, guys. So we're long right now at 39. We'll take a quick 10 cents on that one and then let it run and see what it wants to do. CBAT right now, 20 cents in the money on CBAT. Let's take some more out as we go. What a nice little run there, Neil.
Yeah, great little play. We talked about that entire space, and it's a definite look. I'm a sucker because I was just talking about it and didn't catch it. TTNP is all I've got right now to the long side, and I'm going to be buying on a dip on that one as well. But I would hold on to CBAT, and the reason I would say that, it was 840. That was the break, and it just chewed through that level, and it's like 950 is the next price to the upside. I'd be watching that.
And here we go, guys. It's already chicken dinner winners with CBAT. Big time winner right here. Give it to us, Brendan.
Another one to look at here, guys. Remember that Cation Auto, KXIN? Just saw this one, 31%, huge monster print there at the open for KXIN. Another one about to make a new high on the day, guys.
This has just been an amazing day here. We're already trading, getting in and out of this just in, and then now getting out for beautiful wins here on CBAT. So we're 1 for 1 right now early, guys. We're just going to wait to see. Watch the NASDAQ, though, coming back down right here, Neil. You can see. So some of these longs, that's why we're not into Square. We're not into Alibaba yet or Palantir. We're going to do a little bit more work, see if we can't find some bottoms.
Let's remember a BioNTech. It's making that little buy move. I guess that's kind of a pun. I don't know. You call it what you want to call it. BioNTech making a move into that pre-market high, 102. So you know how we play it. If there's buying into that level, I'm going to short in front on the positive news. If it makes a break, then we just get out. Otherwise, it's a bit of a rollover style play. I told you guys the reasons why I didn't want to be trading Pfizer today for this play, despite the fact that it is the same sort of story. But short here at 101.50. Again, I'll give it to that 102 quarter in the money, about 50, 60 cents. TTNP is still holding right at 28. So it's trying to go. The volume is insane. It's on 85 million shares. It just can't seem to make a secondary push just yet.
Alrighty then. You know what? I was debating taking that Square. There goes NEO, guys. We talked about NEO high side 49. Remember, that was all the way down here. So now here it comes right back. I hope you guys took NEO maybe even earlier than this. But we are right now long at 49 right here on NEO. Let's see what it wants to do. It's fading back down a little bit, though. We're going to find out. VWAP's down at 48.50. You got to give it some room.
And here comes that TTNP. So it did do a bit of a dip. I was able to catch some shares on that dip down here at 27. I got like 27.5 as an average price now. It's making its move to 30. Now, I don't have any obvious levels to the upside until we get to about 40 to 45. So this range is where I think it might have a hard turn. It still kind of has to break this 32. So I'll be taking profit all the way up on this name. It looks like the break is on. Naked Brands is holding at 25, so if it comes back below that, I'll probably be shorting Naked Brands again, then sticking with the long in TTNP, Tonics Pharmaceutical.
And there it is, guys. We gave you that call. There's a quick little 30 cents on NEO. What else? I mean, what else can we do, guys? Run it again. It's just happening every day. 49.30 right now on NEO. Like, we're not, these are not winners we're talking about. These are winners, guys, that we have on board, and we have them pretty huge right now on NEO, ripping to the high side right now. Long right here, 49. It's at 49.30. We're doing it again, guys. Hot dogs for everyone, and you too, Brendo.
NNDM, guys, Nano Dimension just saw a big volume spike there through 460. We're on our way to $5, possibly. A bit of a level there on the daily chart in front of $5, but NNDM very strong as well.
All right, NEO, we're just getting, I mean, we're long 49.04. You can see the damage that's being done on the bottom right now. CBAT, guys, that one goes up and down, and we don't get out at the high, but we have a 20% left. We're going to get out for flat if that does come through. So we're crushing everything here. Small caps, big caps, micro caps, whatever you want. There goes CBAT. Watch out for NEO fading back in. We have 10% left of NEO right now. Going to give this one back to 48.60, guys.
And just watch out for DraftKings. It did make that break through the top, so I got that 50.
What?
Now 49.35, that's the level I liked to give it to the bottom. Oddly enough, it gave you a bit of a bounce play off of this level in the morning, so DraftKings is into the long. Pulling back is TTNP.
Why did my
I'm going to look
DraftKings
for a reload around 27.50, which is pretty much exactly what my average price is. So if it consolidates down there, I'll be involved in that play. But it looks like the jailbreak on DraftKings is not going to hold up. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I want to give it about 60 pennies. I think on a 50 break, you're probably looking for prices like 52, 53 on the long term. So got to watch out for DraftKings. My stop is already set and placed. But here comes the reload on TTNP, which, I mean, 100 million shares just got crossed, and we're already at 107. So I just feel like the juice is in on this name. And I'm looking for this pre-market high, which was the break. If we can hold, and we just did, above that 27 pullback initial price, I'm probably going to be adding to this position to the long side here.
Alibaba 263. Yeah, so we didn't get into DraftKings. Remember yesterday I told you that DraftKings yesterday, guys, broke 50 before. Yesterday, if you guys want to look back here, if I can zoom, I'll zoom out after. But it went to 50.02. So I actually put my order a little bit higher than 50. So we're not into DraftKings, but we'll take it on the next break. But there goes NEO, guys. What a monster winner. This is 70 cents now in the money. Give it to us, Brendan.
XPEV, guys, another one going with NEO. So this is all-time highs here for XPEV, 8%. I can't believe this thing just passed 52.50 for XPEV. I want to show you this one as well. Blink charging also just popping up. Also, that's not Blink. This is Blink. There we go. Also all-time highs for Blink charging, guys.
And we could be done again today. We've hit our goal, but look at NEO, guys. We just got some out at 70 there on the upside. So congratulations to everybody. I see everybody going crazy there on the chat. So you're welcome, but you're welcome for yourself. Thank you for tuning in. We'll continue to bring these winners to you, hopefully, every single day. Yesterday, we were 9 for 10 or something. We'll start off 2 for 2 today. CBAT and NEO for the wins here, guys.
I want to go back to one stock just because we talked about Joy yesterday. 85 was a big time buyer. I know if you were watching this stock, you were concerned with that level. I know I was because it couldn't break it. It just broke below. Now there was no support whatsoever at that price. It feels like the short could be back on. I remember a big short sell report on this name, but 85 was a monster of a level yesterday. And now that we're below it, I'm going to short this play off of that level. If it breaks back above, no harm, no foul. But I tried it yesterday and I couldn't catch it because it would never break. I'm going to be back at this one today.
Okay, and yeah, NEO's still going, guys. I don't really have any targets other than 50. It's going to break 50, and that's good because we're long 49. So we're going to wait for NEO to break this one. We've talked about this 50 level a couple times. I like it because it's also option eligible. We've talked about the reasons what that means and why that's something that I look at. So there's a peg to 50. So maybe we got to get out now. Maybe that's the point. It's coming up to 50. We'll get out a little bit more, 49.60 if we can, and then let the rest run up. But 49.50 coming into play right now. Big win on NEO. There's some size right there. I don't know if you guys just saw that.
Speaking of the EV space, just to jump back over to Tesla, we talked about it getting to 500, breaking and then coming right back in. It looks like another move to the downside. I was looking to be bullish on Tesla today, so if we can get back above 495 and sort of hold any kind of consolidation at that price, I'll try to make a run into 500. I did just get both the reload and TTNP as it broke back towards the pre-market level of 26, and just got short finally into Joy. So I had to chase this one a little bit, but I got short here at 84. If it breaks back above that 85, I don't need a buyer stepping up at the same level as yesterday. We're still getting the rollover on BNTX. I'll cover that one beneath $100. And then DraftKings, of course, my stop is at 35. If that breaks, looks like we're going to have a loss in that name.
Okay, yeah, we're not into DraftKings yet. We're waiting still, and I still think we could break that 50. So hopefully more coming. Give it to us, Brad.
One that was very strong yesterday. I was just going to double check on this, but Sonos, I just noticed 8.5%, just absolutely crushed there at the open. 2180 down to 2020 for SONO, guys.
Oh, man. Sonos, yeah, yesterday, that was a big winner. We talked about what the damage we did on Sonos yesterday, if you guys remember. Out there a little bit at 50 on NEO, just waiting to see other levels pop off here. BABA going southbound. So now I'm waiting to see if there's a spot where possibly, come on, charts, if where we could pick this up now. It never broke our 264.50, so we're not into Alibaba, but I did notice that yesterday, or actually, sorry, today in the pre-market, we did have a little bottom here of 264, 262.75, so we could pick some up right now, but I'm going to do some more work on BABA.
Yeah, and BioNTech, and just talked about some of the areas that we'll get out. Here is that pre-market low. You'll always see me dip out of some shares. Let's do the zoom so you can see the gap. I'll always get out of something in front of the pre-market low, just in case we bounce back up here towards that 101, 101.50. So I'll go with slaying the dragon on this. We missed it a little bit off the open in Pfizer, and then caught the second move. Got the first move here in BioNTech's first win is going to be about $1.75, and then if it breaks this 99, all systems go to get a retracement back into previous close at 95. I'd take a bunch up between 96 and 98, of course. Still trying to get a pop into 90 or 28. To get some more shares out of TTNP, but the reload is on in that name. DraftKings, but I don't know what to say. It feels like this breakout does not want to go. Now, if it doesn't work, I already told you guys this. If 49.35 breaks and I'm out, I am looking for 47.50 to 48 to be a dip buy range. So I'm going to be out of DraftKings right here. Take the hit. You'll see that loss flash in just a second. But I'm going to be back in if we get anywhere near that 47, 48 level. That's where I'd like to get a bit of a dip buy. Back to TTNP, just to try to update you guys on the penny stock, which keeps on going nuts. Some reloads to the downside here. Whoops. And we'll go to Brennan. We'll come right back. My chart just messed up.
Yeah, one from the list, guys. McAfee. Not a lot of volume so far for this one, but big flush there. 16.50 was the high in the pre-market. We're down to $15 for this one. MCFE, about 5%, guys.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on with that one. And sometimes when you miss, when you are just in the game there, it's tough to get going. But Alibaba, it looks like it does
wasn't bad,
a little bit of a bottom there. What is this? VWAP 264.50 there. Sorry, Neil, what was that?
I was just saying, it wasn't like McAfee's numbers were bad or anything. It was just meh. It was nothing. Like, I don't know. I'm surprised it's down that much.
You know what? To be honest with you, I didn't put too much work into that. 262.90. We are now long Alibaba. I like this little bit of a play right now on Alibaba, guys.
Yeah, and so just got a bit of a bounce. Like I said, I reloaded on TTNP. Try to tell you guys quickly here. There was this break through 26. Once it pulled back, down through 26, bounced off this 25. I picked some shares up on the way back up. Now starting to work this out again. Look. It's hard to see these yellow lines, and I promise at some point I'll turn them into like red or purple when I get a chance so you can see it better. I got limit orders all the way up just so I can get taken out on the way upside on TTNP, but the volume is huge on this name, and I want to stay involved with it. I feel like I've been too focused on some other ones, and I did miss the turn here on Naked Brands. I told you guys if it broke back below 25, I'd get it, and I did not. But if it gets any kind of consolidation here, 23 to 24, I will jump into the short Naked while going long in TTNP, and that one running again, guys. So I'll take more shares out because there is size at 29, but I'm still looking for a 30 break, and we talked about some of the levels to the upside already.
And guys, get ready for the bangers because here we go. Bang! Look at NEO. It's over. It's over like Vince Carter tells you it's over, guys. We hit the backflips. We have done it once again. Long at 49. It's at 50-50. Prod, I hope you're in that name as well. I hope you're in this name, Gregory. As we go to the high side here as NEO, we're in this and we crush this one to the long side. There it is. Let's go. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the show so far today. I sure as hell know I am because you guys get hot dogs for everybody. I need a hot dog gun, guys. We need Rob, you need to give me a hot dog gun. So there we go, guys. We're going to be throwing those out. Big time win on NEO today. We're just going to hold these guys. Let's go.
Yeah, and there goes Tesla. I mean, Tesla was not even any consolidation. I talked about this a couple of seconds ago to be bullish on it, but I can't do too many things at once. I'm too involved in TTNP already and trying to get some naked brands as that continues to run. But Tesla, seconds after I said the long, it goes right to 500. If it pulls back anywhere close to 97 after a fail break at 500, I'm going to go back into the long at this one at that price. BNTX reloaded when it came back up to 101.50, so back into some more shares of BioNTech to the short side. Already took a couple bucks there, looking to rinse and repeat. Brennan, what's up?
Big move for PDD, Pinduoduo. This thing's gone from 141 to 146.5 in a straight line so far this morning. They're talking about adding a grocery service, online e-commerce company over in China, talking about adding groceries, guys, for Pinduoduo.
Yeah, they are. Okay.
It's a big business there.
Yeah, just watch the Amazon blueprint Pinduoduo and go ham with that. 50-50, guys. We might as well just get out of some of this NEO right now. It doesn't look like it wants to do anything. Alibaba does flush down below 262, so that was a small take there, guys. I'm waiting for this. 264, I thought maybe we could get going, but then, NEO started going and we lost our focus on that one. So we did get out there on that low of the day, now making new lows. So as I said, I'm gonna do a little bit more work in Alibaba for you guys because I do like that play, and we did have a buy on that one through that high. CCL now taking off as well a little bit from 1785. Yesterday's kind of high spots are right here, 1825. Let's see if that's a good spot.
Yeah, and Tesla, no pullback yet in sight. It got to like 99 or so, and then sort of turn right back around. Watch out for this high break. It's going to be 501.5. The pre-market top. So that might be the only play to get in. I did like it at the bottom. Of course, if you miss it, it is what it is. I would go less shares when you don't get your absolute price, but I want to be involved in this at some point. If it's a top end break, fine. If it's a pullback and bounce off this pre-market level here at 497.50, it'll be that, which I like just a little bit better. About to break that big seller at 29 is TTNP. At this point, I want it above 30 before I take more out. It's that 10% type of move that I just got the break of. So now we can start thinking about the next level of profit on tonics.
All right, guys, we're just sipping some coffee here. Like I said, the damage has already been done for me anyways on the, oh, there goes Square. Okay, we just get into Square, 195. This is going to be a good one. If it goes, I was taking a sip of coffee, went to 195.40. So that went 40 cents in the money. Regardless, guys, we'll take some Square off. Here it comes right back to the high side, 40 cents. We just took some off right there. We're long 195.12. We just took some off 25s. Let's wait to see on the high side now of Square, see if it gets going. Bang! Big winner again for Square, guys. Spinning it today, Neil. 75 cents in the money now on Square. Are we going to go wrong today? I don't know. Square now, another big win. Yeah, hell yeah. We are huge today already. What can we say? Like we said we would be done, but when the pins get lined up and I'm in the building, we're going to stay, guys. $1 now on Square.
Just going back up to 500 is Tesla, so 498 and change is where I got the long in front of 97.50 as we said we would. I'll take this off because I want a 501.50 break anyway, so if we get anywhere close to this level here, I'm going to be breaking out to the upside, so might as well take the profit on that name. I have to go back over to BioNTech. We'll line that one up and knock it down. Sometimes you got to pick the more volatile name, and I think that's the reason I'm not into Pfizer today. BioNTech, the nice little rollover. I did reload here, 101.44, close enough to 101.50. Of course, it's back down towards this 100. I will again take profit off once we get any kind of a level down here to a 99, but I want a 99 break. Tesla, I mean, you hit the hot dogs, we'll hit the home run, we'll hit the Superman action because the scalp is out. And then the breakout trade even hit as well. So quickly took a couple of bucks on Tesla, and then it broke the top. So this is now the breakout trade in Tesla. We've already done the scalp on the dip buy. So Tesla running to the upside. I mean, what isn't going up? I guess naked brands maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my Naked Brands is waiting for that one. And look, guys, the money's in, and Russell Wilson wasn't quite cooking. They got the win, but I'm cooking every day. Palantir right here, guys, through 1950. Okay, it's 1966 right now. Good year, but right now we're going to the upside right now. Big win there on Palantir as well, and a monster win on Square as we hold that last 10%. Let's get a nice little spicy market for you today. It's a big one, guys. I'm bigger than I was yesterday, and yesterday was a monster day, so that's all you need to know. What up, Beep?
Yatsen Holdings, guys. We were talking about that IPO that debuted yesterday on the NASDAQ YSG. My bad, actually on the New York exchange, not the NASDAQ. I just popped up on a volume scanner here at $20. So this thing had a huge push from 18 to 20 right at the end of the day yesterday. This $20 area, though, ended up being a bit of a problem. So volume again today on YSG, guys.
I knew I'd forgotten one stock, and that was definitely it. This one was a fantastic set of breakouts in the afternoon, so I'm going to have this one on the radar, especially at this, the top yesterday, 2082, sorry. You have a 2085 double top already put in, so I'm looking breakout on this name. Tesla right back to the high. That's basically flat because remember, I did buy again at the top after buying on the dip, so it's a new price on Tesla. I'm looking to see, we'll get to that 505 area, maybe we'll take some shares out there, but this is on the radar, YSG. I'm looking for a top end break. There were fantastic breakouts, especially this one here at 18, so this is definitely going to be here for me. We'll go back to TTNP. Want to make sure you guys know what's going on with this name. I'll always take profit out. You see this lower high that got put in here? I mean, obviously I'll take profit, anticipation of that, but check this, guys. We just bounced on a continuous trend to the upside. I mean, how many higher lows do you need to see this might still continue to break out? I want it north side of 30. If in the event that we get the 30 break, remember, it's these levels up here, like 40 to 45, that I want to make sure I have at least 25% of the position to get the bigger home run on TTNP.
So we've already, I mean, our home runs are already in, and I'm actually really just chilling out right now, but we'll continue to try to hit them for you. Palantir, man, another big one. I can't keep telling you the goods on that one as that just keeps on going up. We did get out of NEO. I mean, I'm going to post some of these on Twitter for you guys at some point, but I mean, I already posted up, and I'll put the link up soon. I gave you all of these. Levels already on Twitter. So if you want to go there, you can find them. Also, our watch list, very, very productive. We'll show that in a minute to you. What up, B?
William Sonoma, another one from the earnings list from overnight. WSM here up about 10%. Came all the way back to 110. We had a nice little pop into the open, but all the way back to 110. Struggling right now at 111 for WSM. Earnings were good, though, for this one, guys.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely be watching William Sonoma. I just have to go quickly back to this YSG. One other play that I am going to be looking at. I'll just go to the 1 minute because that's going to be easier to show you guys. If it does make any kind of a dip down into this range here, this is like 1850 or so, I think that could be a bit of a buying support level. BioNTech is making another move down, but I'm only really taking like a scalp on that stock for me is going to be around $1. So until it gets to $1, it's a $100 name. I'm not going to be taking any more profit just yet. YY is catching a bit of a bid. This is a level. It's 85, right? So this was a huge, huge level yesterday. If it rolls over from here, like it rejects this price, I'll add to my short. If it breaks it, I will just walk away from that because obviously that was such a key point that we got to take advantage of it. TTNP, again, a big seller. I got to take some more shares off, unfortunately, in front of 29, so might only get that 10% on this trade if it cannot break that seller that just showed up one more time at that same price.
All right, we're back into Baba. I'm going to give this one about $1 worth of space here on Alibaba, and the reason why, it's small trade. Well, you know what? I mean, maybe even this level here, 262.40. It doesn't seem like it wants to go. I mean, I keep getting in on some of these breaks. I do like that 263 level. I do think we can retrace back upside. So we'll average in a little bit down here, 262.30, 40 if it does drop, but then we'll wait for the rest to happen. So we are waiting on that one right now. I'm going to give Square, again, we have our 10% left on Square. It's 50 cents in the money. That's been a big one. We hit the air horn for you on that. And then Palantir, again, another monster trade. We have our 10% waiting to see if it takes out this bottom of 45. So really the only thing I'm thinking about right now is this Alibaba, and I may just be in love with this because we're long already trading our own book, but that's not really the case. I just think Alibaba can go from here. So put some bids down, see if we can't catch something in the 40s and 50s. Otherwise, let's see if this thing can go today.
So just a quick update on the NNDM. I thought maybe the bounces would be at $4. Looks like support is at that 4-quarter mark. So those are the only two levels I had. It's bounced off at once. I will take some shares, scalping this one off of 425. It gets back down there again. Tesla right back at 501.50. So that's basically flat to the upside. Brennan, what's up?
Another one from yesterday. If you remember, actually 2 days ago, this thing had earnings. Net Element, sorry, my bad. NETE, 20.5% again today. $10 up to $11.75 here. We're getting into some significant levels on the daily time frame, 11.50 to 12 an area, but NET going again, guys.
Net. Okay. We will look at that. I'm trying to watch Bitcoin here, 18.5 right now on BTC. So it's making moves to the high side, that's for sure. But we're here. my mouse keeps not operating properly here. We've been taking a few shares here long and getting out, but it just looks like it's stopping right here at $20.83, but that is that name. I did want to look at Roku for you as well. Palantir does hit 45s and we get out. So Palantir's still a winner. Remember, guys, pigs get slaughtered and you got to trade your book and trade the way that you trade. I'm in and out like a light. You've seen me do that every single day on Palantir. And then we do hold that little bit in case it does moon like the 20 there. Yeah, me and Greg talking about it today. Super happy. Greg may take some of his 10 off at 20. So that's a double there for that. We will look at DraftKings as well. But right now we are out of Palantir as the market looks like it's coming back in here on the NASDAQ and even more so on the ES, guys.
Yeah, speaking of that, one thing, Tesla here, 497.50, the level I'm looking for a dip. DraftKings, I have my order in because I talked about this level down at 47.50 to 48. That's where I want to get long in front of it. So if it goes down there, I just want something to touch me in so that I can actually pick up the shares and not miss the trade. AYRO. 850, a bit of a double, well, I guess we'll call it a double top here off the open. It tried to get through as a breakout trade. I wanted to be supporting this, like I said, around this 725. So if it bounces here, I would look for a long. I think it's a breakout at 850. But now that it's put in a lower high, I will be taking a shot shorting it in the 810 to 825 range with an 850 stop, guys. So reloaded on Tesla. 497.50 is my out on Tesla, and then we see if it can't get back to the north side. BioNTech still in the money, but like I said, I want to take at least a buck out of it. I'm not concerned with 30 or 40 cents.
Okay, guys, and here we go. Now, oopsies. We're going to take a little bit off here on BABA. So average. I mean, this is exactly like I'm averaging in and telling you guys, giving you guys the exact plays. So we will do a little bit of a floss now as it seems to be working. We did take off a little bit there on Alibaba. Our average price now is 69. So now we're back to 92. So here we go again, guys. Another 30 penny winner for you on this. Let's go, Alibaba. We are now flat on everything, but we're at our highest spot of the day. So let's floss this off. I hope you guys are having success with us as well. Boom! Another out there on Alibaba for another 30-cent win, a 40-cent win. What am I talking about? Now let's go to the high side here and just keep on going, Baba. Against the NASDAQ right now, Alibaba goes. We just get out there at 263. So what a great out. We're long at 52. 50 cents in the money now, Alibaba. Not too shabby, guys. We go perfect. We go Alibaba win, CBAT win, Bitcoin win, NEO. To say anything else about NEO? NEO, Palantir win, Square win. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 today, guys. So right now, that's worthy of a little bit of a floss. You know what? Screw the floss. Let's just start the party off right here with a little bit of a disco ball action as we've got the merch on today. Pick yours up. Where is it? There it is. Pick your merch up today. Rather be trading on the back as well. So pick those up as we go, guys. Beautiful sweater there. Just a little shill action.
Yeah, just trading a little bit here on BNTX. We'll reload on Tesla if it gets to 495, but I took that one out, so we go 1 for 2 on the Tesla trade. The breakout does not work. BioNTech, it has not lost yet. I say that because the trade is not done, and I'm going to hang on to this short. As long as we hold this 102 quarter at the top, I will be short BioNTech. I mean, obviously, if it goes to 95, I'll take like $5 or $6 on it, but I did get some more shares out in front of 100 for $1, and then again on the south side of that to try to take $1.50, $1.75 in that range. I'm still going to always be short, as I did mention here. If it takes out the top, it takes out the top. AYRO, just to update you guys, I am still actually sitting here trying to get some shares short. I'm looking for an 850 break, but as I mentioned, I am going to take it one time. It's a lower high. I will take the short here in front of that level. Reversal to a long is going to be the name of the game. Joy, I mean, I don't know what to say about the stock. It just feels like Joy. As much as it's slightly in the money for me, that 85 break, not as eventful as I thought it would be. And I have to take you guys back to TTNP, which it might end up being my best stock of the day. We'll have to wait and see. It's going to need to break through that 30 for that to be true. That's essentially what I've been betting on here, buying any of these dips and taking profit while maintaining a core position. I wanted to break this 3.0. I feel like it could go parabolic again if it breaks 30 cents, but obviously take some profit when you get a 10% return. Just pretend it was a $26 stock that went to 29. Would you really take nothing out? Yeah, you wouldn't. So you got to make sure you take the profit. It's $2.60. It's only 26 cents at the 29, but you got to make sure you profit from it at least a little bit. I'm also going to be adding on a break of 30 just for a scalp trade. So it's me get in at 30 and then out probably before 35 on some of those shares.
And we're coming back over here, guys, and it's exploding money because you guys can see what Alibaba's doing right now. This is a 70-cent winner right now for AB. Alibaba going to the high side right now. A beautiful trade here. 70 cents now in the money. Let's let this guy ride all the way to 264, guys. Brendan at the big screen with a little happening now.
Hey guys, yeah, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets. A little bit of a Friday sell-off so far, but nothing too scary anyways. 0.3% for the S&P at this point. Back to the downside as well for the Dow here. About 0.4%. Tech stocks, mentioned if you joined us at 9 o'clock this morning, tech stocks were trying to get back into positive territory, but they have gone red once again. 0.2% for the NASDAQ, the Russell 0.5%. Here in Toronto, basically break even for the TSX. Brazil also in negative territory, only just 0.4% to the downside for the BOVESPA. Let's go over to a few things from the watch list, still worth keeping an eye on. We talked about Pfizer and BNTX. Did give you that break of that high. Pfizer did 36.80 all the way up to about 37.30, but all the way back, worth mentioning there, all the way back for PFE. Foot Locker, yeah, they sold that one pretty hard, 42.50 down to 39.50, trying to bounce at 39.50 for Foot Locker, worth writing that level down. DraftKings as well, tested through that high, so might have been a problem there through to 50, but right down to 48.60 for DraftKings, trying to bounce at 48.60. Guys, back over here.
And we come back, and yeah, do not get this twisted. We roll the dice, and we get paid off right here on Alibaba. $1.50 in the money. When we went to that break, put in the chat what level. I told you when we come back what we'll be looking at. And if you say 264, use hella right. So there it goes right now. Baba to 263. We just take that out a little bit there. We tweet out our Neo win. Look at this. Bye, 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 Alibaba. We're making the calls for you guys here every single day. And there's just another winner for you. $1.50 in the money on Alibaba. Hopefully you're riding with me, guys. Let's go. AYRO
just got into position here. We talked about the short. It's a roll to a long at 850, guys, so it's the first position in this name. I did try to get something down here at 720. I told you guys it was a bit of a strong play, and that's why you wanted to pick some up at the bottom. If it goes down there again, I would be out of my short and still looking for a bit of a reversal long. I think that could be a nice trade. BioNTech, it did just get back up into my target range, but not quite. So it's still putting in lower highs. Not far enough for me to reload this position. So we're still going to hang on, see if we can't get a 99 break. I think there's bigger and better moves to be had on this, despite the fact we've had some successful scalps. I want to go back over to one name, CBAT. This has held some serious pullbacks here to like an 830 to 840 area. That looks like it might turn into a bit of support. I'm now watching a 9 even for a break. I haven't gotten away from this one. I think it's still going to be a good one today, but it might be it's a short for me when it gets below that pre-market breakout price of 825. Otherwise, still looking for some long bounces on CBAT. BioNTech, again, back at 100, but I'm not taking profit until it's below 99, guys. I've already taken out half.
Guys, all the love here on the chat has just been amazing. Thank you so much, Ironhawk. Thank you so much from everybody. You guys are loving all of these plays today as we go 6 for 6 or 7 for 7, something like that. Thank you so much. Yeah, Alibaba, wow. Someone up here. Yeah, Chaz, there you are. Wow. Hopefully you guys are all with me on this one, guys. Freddie Mac Money Printer. Yes, sir. That's what we're trying to be here for you every day. We get out of Alibaba. You can see we's flat now, homies. In and out, in, out. This one goes against us and we get out. Like, this is how you win on trading, guys. This is a loss of 40 cents. These are wins of $1.50 here on the upside. So the same amount of shares, man. Well, triple the shares of this position. But right to the upside, we cash in on Alibaba, and it's a profitable day. You can see the damage that Neil and I are doing at the bottom. Those are our positions. Right now I'm flat. These are our positions, and you can see them every single day. And then after this, it's going to run through the profits. So you're going to see what we're talking about. If you haven't been following us, hopefully you are now. Hit that like and hit that subscribe, please. We also have a Market Wisdom channel. That would be fantastic. The show is completely for free. If you do like it, though, come back every single day and join us. Watch Alibaba here. This is the target we had in the first place, 264.50. We'll take small long through here, but here it comes. We also predicted this level early on through Twitter, so there it is. That's why we buy this down here. That's a $2 winner, by the way, from the bottom there. So Brendan, a pretty good day.
Yeah, back into Baba. It looks like there. What a move that was off the lows. Let's go to Sunworks, Sun W. Another one of those renewable energy names just popping up through 570 there. Huge volume spike at 570. Day highs also. We kind of broke that wick right at the top end of the daily range as well for the Sun W. All of these names still very strong today, guys.
There was a question, I think it was a Hoob. You know what, I might have missed the name, and apologies if I get it. I know the chat moves fast, but you were asking how did I sense there was a bit of a bottom forming on AYRO. It's just one of those things, right at 9:30, you'll see some big volume start to come in at the open, and a lot of times there'll be these weird reversals that'll happen. So all I saw when watching the level 2 here was a lack of follow through on the offer, bids stepping up. So as you move to the downside, you're not seeing the offer trail as hard down. So the spread starts to open up because as the bid falls, it's not being followed as far by the offer as it was earlier on in the move. So it was a tighter spread here than it was at the bottom. And that's one of those signs that the sellers are starting to slow down a little bit. And then it's really just people pulling bids. And then when buying steps up into that, there's no offer on the way up. And I think that's the idea when we're looking at the level 2 that we're playing with. I am now shorting this, by the way, so it is starting to come back down into VWAP. Just watch out. It is forming a bit of a wedge here, so that would be a bit of a bullish sign to the upside. So I'm not going to give this one again. Now, if it bounces off VWAP, I'm not going to give it to the high of day. I'll probably get it at 830. Otherwise, if it breaks VWAP and start getting out at about 770 for like 25, 30-cent wins, I will go back over to BNTX because now it finally broke 100 again. Looks like we're very, very close to getting the bottom end break. It's been one direction on this stock. It's been one level that's worked, and it's been one level that I played off of, that 102.25, guys. So I've been short multiple times in front of it, but I'm done taking small profit. I'm now looking for the bigger win.
All right, yeah, Neil dropping knowledge there. We're dropping bombs over here. 264.50, guys, bang, big time there. We talk about the show. It's not just about the trades that we're making, right? But it's about understanding why we're getting into these. Here goes 265 right now on Baba. Like, this is a $3 winner from the bottom. We don't have it, but we did take the blow again through 264.50 as we continue to talk about it. Bitcoin on a march to 16,000. So if you guys are watching GBTC, I just screwed that trade up as well. But we're going to get ready to break through $21 if you guys are looking at that.
Did you say 16?
Sorry, 19,000. We did.
For a second there, I was like, what? Bitcoin pulled back that far? I'm like,
nah,
okay,
Bitcoin's never pulling back that far. Baba right here, 265 and change, breaking through, guys. Just another monster win for us, catapulting this through oblivion right now. Buy, sell. So right now, it's the only position we have on, but we are watching out for this Bitcoin 19,000.
Okay, so I mean, obviously I made the plan just in case AYRO didn't break through VWAP. It just did, so short at 807. Like I said, I'll take some off in the south side going down towards this 770 area. 15, 20, 25-cent winners. Maybe hang on to a little bit just in case it retests this 720. But the way that was bought, I would anticipate a higher low put in, probably around 750. So, I mean, that's obviously a little bit of guesswork, but it's just the nature of the game here. And wow, a hard reversal. So, man, it's just, this stock is relatively strong. It just did the same thing that I was talking about earlier a second ago, where the move to the downside was not followed by the offer. It ticked to the down here. I could not get out because of it. So this one does feel bullish. I'm going to take it off. It breaks 830 because this feels like it's going to make a run at the top, and I'm going long on an 850 break.
Okay, yeah, we don't have any losers on today, and we're going to keep it that way, guys. So we're going to watch out for this. It's funny, someone just said, Sean, what about your square 197? Yeah, I'll put the link here once I get it off Twitter to talk about these levels. My level was 195, okay? Our best out is 196, so we did take a $1 win. However, our last 10% does come back out. I can't predict these kind of moves, but hey, this is the thing. I did it yesterday with a bunch of trades where I got out, like AMD, man. We were long 82. Like, check this AMD trade out from yesterday, guys. Excuse me. We were long down here. If I can pull this over. Come on, AMD. You know you're not New York. You're NASDAQ, my friend. $85. Yeah, that's a good win. Back to where Rob got out of his position on our desk here when we both bought this thing at 76. So I had this whole move here. We wrote this all down. We were long right here, 83, before ripping to 85. And we got out for like our typical 50 cents to $1. And it just kept running. So the same thing happening right now with Square today. Neo, same very similar opportunity here for Neo today where we went long. But this time we actually take out the high. So that was a great great little trade there for Neil, for me as well. And then CBAT, this was just a hit it and quit it type of thing. It's Friday night, so why not? You get long here, 840, and you go all the way up to 855. So that was a good trade for us as well on CBAT. And then Palantir, again, this is a fast one. Back to that hit it and quit it stuff. Busy Friday night. Up to 1965 or so. Yeah, back from the dead right now. Looks like Palantir's coming back. But big wins off the open for us. Maybe we should look at Tesla, but it's just been a monster day. So we're trying to just slow down just a little bit. And by slow down, I mean ho-hum. Alibaba, 70 cents in the market.
Yeah, I can't slow down over here. There's just too much happening. So wicks me out on AYRO. This is why you want to have a plan of action. What did I say? If this broke to the downside, watch for a higher low at 750. So when it did this move in 1 minute, breaking 830 and then coming right back down 80 cents in 30 seconds, it went 10%. I was buying right here at 53, anticipating that move. I'm able to just quickly get 15, 20 cents. Now holding the rest of this position. If it gets back to VWAP, I'll take it off. But that's what you got to do, guys. If you have a level that you like, you anticipate some price action. It allows you to be very, very quick on the keys. I didn't have to think about it. I just knew I was buying in there. So when I saw the turn, bang, we got in. Bang, we got out. Brennan, what's up, buddy?
Another little penny stock that can and has in the past get going if it wants to. Just pop up here. Camber Energy, CEI, big time volume today. Just took out the day highs there and highs on the daily chart, already 10%. But if you remember, just going back a month or so ago, this thing had a big move up to $1.50 and then all the way back down again. So another one to watch, CEI. $2.5 million on this one already, guys.
Someone just asked, gonna take some more shares out on the way up to view up on AYRO. You can see that in the chart there if you want to. Someone just asked about TTNP. Like I was saying, you got to make sure you take some profit in front of that 30 level. This is what I wanted to see break. It just cannot seem to get out of its way here. If it breaks this 27, comes down a little bit, I'll probably take some shares off. Probably, I'm just going to get flat on it and see if I can't get a bit of a reload and find a better read on this name. I thought it would be a little bit stronger than it is. My last dip was down here, so it would still actually be a winning trade. But this is why you have to aggressively take profit in front of resistance levels. Otherwise, you're sitting there and regretting your action when it comes all the way back and you had a nice winner and a good return that you've allowed to earn you nothing. Sure, it can break 30 bucks, and I wanted to make sure I bet something on that, but not the whole load. Yeah, that little dark pool wick, that just took me out. So it didn't actually break 27. I'll end up taking a penny winner on the rest of my shares. I can probably look to re-enter some of it because I shouldn't have got that trigger.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And we always talk about that, getting these bad triggers every once in a while. It does happen even to the best of us. We can't do anything about that. So hopefully your stop orders will either A, ignore some of those wicks on the downside, or you'll just be able to fight through them like that. And you notice when they happen, and that'll allow Neil, obviously, to get back in with no damage done. So, okay, 264. I'm going to hold this one. We just took out 50 cents. Alibaba's been such a run and such a trip for us so far that I'm not going to, like Neil said, we're not going to let this one go too far back down. If it does break right here, 260. But the thing is, I do this all the time. I get out too early on some of these plays, and I don't want to do that again. But here we go, Alibaba now breaking back down below where we're long. So it's been a nice day for us. Alibaba, one of the top stocks here for either one of us today, but we'll wait to see here if it does retest back. I think it can basically a 264 break, and we'll get out. So we'll lose on this last little bit if that is what's in the cards for us. But upgrades and downgrades, as if you may need more symbols, here's a few. So let's throw it over to Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few upgrades and downgrades so far today. We've been talking about Boeing all week long. Spirit finally on the upgrade side of things. Spirit Aerosystems here, 0.9%, almost 1% to the upside. L Brands earnings this week, 1.9% to the upside. This UDR actually reversed. It was a little bit negative to start, but back to the upside as well. Canada Goose, yeah, not a good look today. Multiple downgrades on Canada Goose. And Shake Shack not having a good day either. Shack is the symbol. You can have a look at Shake Shack, a couple of downgrades there. L Brands, 2 days in a row to the upside, just broke that 40, kind of 25 area, which was the top end of the range. Nice push, but you can see we're coming back to the downside now for LB. Shift over to this one, Canada Goose, 35.50, 34 at the bottom, straight lower for Goose today, guys. Couple of downgrades on that one.
Just to update you guys on BioNTech's, rushing down towards 99. Once it gets this break of the pre-market low, now remember, I'm not taking any more shares off of this. I've already scalped out what we will. I'm looking for a push through 99. I'll definitely be flat if we get back to yesterday's close at 95. So I'll probably pick the first turn. If it's going to be somewhere between 97 and a half, 98, I'll get some shares out that way. I want to try to do this one manually here. So when this breaks on 99 even, I'll be looking for an exit point. I don't necessarily have, I have an ultimate target down to yesterday's close, but I don't really have any levels that'll be watching and just throwing orders out in front of. It's going to be more of a manual trade as it heads to the downside. As Sean mentioned, of course, it happens. You put stop orders, and I don't even love. I don't like stop orders on a penny stock. I actually don't love them at all. But I did have one in on TTNP, so I could watch a few other things. I did get triggered out there. Obviously, that's a bad wick. I do pay up, half a cent or so I do pay some spread to get back into the same position. It is what it is. You gotta, lick your wounds and move on. It's gonna happen to you from time to time. But I really don't want to be using a stop if I can avoid it on TTNP. The liquidity is so good that I probably don't have to.
All right. Again, we're trading different names, different symbols here. I am looking at naked brands, but it's just yesterday, obviously, the volume was intense on this name. It still is today, 123 million, but it's not doing anything. I mean, look, this is a great opportunity if you're a scalper. I don't think it fits well for the show, though, but you could put 10,000 shares right here and get it for free, at least on our system, and most platforms sub-dollar anyways, I would hope. And then, just scalp in there and out there and just make 30, 40 bucks every time, because it definitely is printing. So there is some opportunity here on Naked. It's not enough for me or for Neil, I guess, to talk about on the show. It's not exciting enough at these levels, but it could break. And Neil did talk there about some stop orders and what's going on with those. Microsoft here, this name has been pretty weak, man. Our last buy that we talked about on the show is 201. And since then, if we look here on the 1 day, that was a good buy. I mean, I'll keep buying it at 200 every time, but it's kind of weak, man. I mean, we were just 227 a week and a half ago. Now you're down to 212. You're right at that 50 period again. So this is very, very interesting here for me on Microsoft. I may lighten up my long-term portfolio on this one, guys. Brendan.
Another little one, guys, from the EV space starting to go here. This solo initial weakness at the start this morning, but look at this right back up. Volume coming into the buy side, $10, kind of lingering right here at 10 bucks even. Failed at that level late in the day yesterday. So solo on the move, guys.
Yeah, that KXIN, it's on the radar now. I mean, obviously it was going strong to the upside. No halts up there, but the last parabolic move is usually what I'm looking for, and I didn't catch it, so it is what it is. You're going to miss some of these trades from time to time. I was really looking at a 625 and then 750 to the upside for a turn on this name. It never really got all that close. I mean, I guess it got within 10%, and that might be close enough for this little turn. But look, it just held 5 even on the way down here, so there might be some more of a play. If it breaks 578, just gave you a couple levels to the upside. I'm now watching to see if it can't turn at 625 and then up at 750, and that's in the event that it breaks. If it pushes up to about 540, 550 and consolidates, you're likely to see me roll into a bit of a short on KXIN. Is on the radar. TTNP is bouncing off of 27, so you could be getting in and out and stopped out every single time it prints that level. That's why I'm trying to go manual on it and not get wicked out or tricked out like I did last time.
We're just enjoying what's been a nice little Friday so far. It's 10:15, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, someone today, here, we'll show this again. It's Merchandise Friday. I've sort of made that a new thing here, I guess. So there's Trader TV Live. Someone talked about it, and this is kind of a cool shirt thing. I'd rather be trading. I personally like the black one a little bit better. There are a few opportunities to pick up some different things, including this floss t-shirt. This is okay, but it does have some pictures on the front. There are a bunch of different things on the website. Valeria, go to Valeria in a second. She'll show the iPhone case. Because I think this is the coolest thing, but I have a Pixel, so we don't have that case set up, but there it is. There's the iPhone case, tradertv.live. Pick that up. She'll throw that to you. Marlon's going to have his hoodie soon. That's fantastic.
It's on the bus.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get those, guys. It's pretty cool to have, especially with the colder weather coming if you're in the Northeast or anywhere north, I guess, coming right now. Although today, right now, hey, my kids are at the dentist, as I see. Hey, hope you guys like that. I know Neil hates the dentist.
It's way too nice a day to be at the dentist office.
13 degrees right now in Toronto, Celsius. So that's pretty good. Brendan and I were discussing possibly hitting the golf course, but I don't think any are open, Brendan. Let me know if you did find one. But I think they may have closed around these parts.
Watch out, guys. A break on AYRO. I did have a quick short again at 820. Scalps them out for a 15-cent winner, and then immediately broke 850. I got a 10-cent scalp on the third of the position here to the upside. So we talked about this level over and over again. It is finally broken. There's 880. So quickly take another exit here. If it continues to the upside, it just look at the daily chart. You already have this little break here at 816. So you're pretty much done with too much significance when it comes to levels. That means 9 even is on the radar. If it halts, I want out. I don't want to get caught in the halt on this name. It looks like right now at 883. You know what? I see this on the level 2. I'm going to get out almost every single time. So it's stalling right here on AYRO, and it's about to halt. When I see that happen, I know that means if it doesn't go down from there, it's going to halt in the next 15 seconds. The second I see that, I immediately dip out of the last of my shares to the breakout because I'm not holding through an upside halt or a downside halt. I like to get out, look for a re-entry. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
The other one we were talking about yesterday, FUV, which is that three-wheeled electric vehicle maker. They did a deal with the city of Orlando. Had a huge move yesterday up to 16. Still kind of hanging out here, $14, nowhere near as much volume or volatility as that AYRO, but starting to maybe test higher here for this one as well, guys. FUV.
This isn't going to be well timed here. Oh, Zoom. We'll look at Zoom in a minute. Someone here asked me minus 17 in Edmonton.
Is it?
Ooh, sorry about that. But you have Connor McDavid, but we have Austin Matthews, so we'll go back and forth with that one. Okay, here it is. Oh, Pixels. No, that's not what I was talking about. Someone asked me here about FireEye. I can't find you. I deeply apologize for that. Someone asked me about FireEye. And do I still like 1650? I mean, no, because we're not near there. I mean, I like it if it comes back, but for right now, that's definitely not on my radar. It's way too far away to me even worry about it. But I like this level right here. It's 1530. I really like this level. So if we can break through 1530 here on FireEye, let's see if it just wants to get its ramped up. Look, I notice this would be fighting against the trend, but I've done that a lot lately, and it's been working out fine. The reads have been pretty good, including on NEO, including on a few different things lately that we've been reading. But look, just keeps coming down. I'd actually watch out for a break here at 15. I mean, maybe we could do a little bit more work. I thought the infusion of cash there was a good thing for FireEye, and this is why, I stamp. Hold on a second. To cancel this order. This is why. Look what's happening. First of all, look what's happening on BABA right now. Let's go over to here. The only position I have in. It can't break this 90. So look, 90s, spin. It won't break 90. They're trying to hit it, hit. They're not breaking this 90 right now on Alibaba. So there it goes. Just notice that. I want to bring you over to it. So let's see now. 95, stopping. Like every 5 cents, there's a big ARCA seller here. ARCA's ARB. They're just another gateway that we use. And look, see, he's holding it. ARB, just P's printing here. That's what ARCA book is, the P's printing off. So they're holding it, guys, every single level. I mean, we're already long down here at 262, so don't worry, ARCA. You're only holding it $2.50 with us, but we are waiting for this to break, and then I think even a break of the top could happen. But I just want everyone to note, man, there are sellers right now on Alibaba. Every 5 cents, ARCA's selling, and I can't imagine what he's going to have for us at 65. I'm taking more long if it breaks 65, though.
Yeah, and just breaking to the downside, you can see I did try to catch some TTNP when it made this break. Unfortunately, I was unable to get it here. I'm not going to chase it too far. If it gets any kind of a bounce back into 26 half, I will enter into this trade. I went from long, out of the long, into looking for some shorts here. BioNTech is the other short that I have, still in the money, but like I mentioned to you guys, it either breaks 99 or makes another retest of that 102.25. That's a bit of a binary play for me. If you were still involved in Naked Brands, I mean, it was obviously a good short. I never got back in. I wish I had, because there is 20 cents taken out again. This came from 6 or 7 cents, I believe, if I'm correct, which means there's more room to run. I'm going to now continue to jump into this name. I'm only going short this one today. If it pulls back into 22, or even in front of 20, maybe I'll take some shares. But it's a short side on both these penny stocks for me now, looking at TTNP and Naked.
Don't you hate when that happens? Like, I saw that out there when you get wicked, like it rips up against you, and then the tank happens.
You're supposed to get right. The funny thing about it is, I told Greg this the other day. You're supposed to, if it makes a hard break at your stop level and snaps back down, you just jump back into the position.
Greg? Yeah, that
hammer
is
that. but I didn't do it. We had a meeting. I was like,
I'm glad that we're on the same page with that because I've talked about that trade numerous times, man. That's the best trade. Brandon, you know we've been talking about that, the false breakouts there. When that happens, it goes back and forth. We did that on AMD yesterday, and we've done that a few times on stocks today, guys, including even right here on Alibaba, what this breakdown, like this snaps, and then when it goes, actually that goes, and then back up. We're talking about smaller snaps, but good look there. I think that's the way. That's one way, guys, that I've really improved my trading, looking for patterns like that. I think, oh, come on, guys, just to give you an update here, Square now, 198, Brendan, 195 is with stars on this page. Get out of here, throw over to Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's revisit some small cap names we were watching this morning. I really wanted this higher, this NAKD, this 30 level here and then 32 up there was just kind of staring you in the face in the pre-market. So any kind of move up would have been great, but yeah, what are you going to do? Continues to free fall for NAKD after that volume yesterday. Look at this thing. Wow, yeah, I was going to see if we get a retest maybe to 26. TTNP tried it earlier, stopped out through that 26 area. But yeah, same thing as Neil was just talking about a little bit. If it gets back below, starts holding below, but this is a bit of a flush. So let's see if we can get a retest back up into 25, 26 on TTNP. And then this one also popped up early on this morning. Waiter Holding. This is kind of a COVID play. Everyone's staying at home. This is a food delivery company. We were talking about this way back in May and June. Had a crazy move because of the pandemic, but gapped up this morning just on the caseload as far as I could see. Back below 375. Just watching this little pivot here at 375. Was trading down here in the lower 50s and 40s yesterday, guys. Back over to you.
So AYRO opens back up. It was right at that 880 mark. It breaks to the upside, fails at 9 even, and now trying to hold below that halt price. So you know that's usually an entry point for me. I like to take it to the south side if I see that setup because, look, you can give it to either the old halt price, 880 and change, or you give it to that high of day at 9 even. I just jumped in and got myself some 71, so risking about 30 cents plus slippage, which you know there'll be slippage on this stock, so it could risk maybe about like 40 cents tops. If it gets back below 850, I'll start taking some profit out on this name. But again, if you're doing this, it just went parabolic and halted to the upside. Don't hold through that top. If it breaks 9 even, you got to get out right away. It's a dangerous game shorting some of these names, but you have to have a bit of a plan. I got my order ready to go. There's no way I'm holding through a 9 break.
Okay, guys, Hydration Nation time. Parabolic was just said, so I'd use this kind of a drink today. That's the drink word, parabolic. So there it is, guys. I'll take a little sip right now of this. Hydration Nation's in the building as well. So we did get out there at 265 on that little bit of a bump. I'll take a drink after. On that bump up, we got out of R50. That's another 50-cent win. But we're back long 265 right now. So we're back long to 265. Let's wait to see what happens. I'm only going to give this one 50 cents. I know there's a seller here, but if the market goes, then I think that I definitely want to be long this name. But we're going to give this one back. So we make 50 cents right there. You can get out of this if you want. Right now, we're pretty light. It's not heavy because we notice the sellers. But I'm going to give this one 50 cents to the backside right here. 264.50, guys.
Yeah, and Merchandise Friday, I didn't even realize this. Valeria did not tell me. She just put this mug, the Bang mug. Usually I've got.
Valeria, order me one.
Usually we have the Trader TV mugs, and she didn't even say anything. This is Sean's mug, so what's up now, Sean? I got your mug, buddy.
Valeria, come on, I'm branding the Bang. No, that's just kidding. Go ahead, guys. Pick that all up. That's fantastic. Thank you, Valeria. She's sort of in charge of some of the ordering and posting up of different merchandise there. So thanks, Neil, for bringing that up. I didn't even really know we had that, to be honest with you. No, I'm kidding. I knew, as Valeria looks at me there. Okay. All right. Alibaba, there's that 265. It's the only thing that we have. We are also watching GBTC here. It's right back to 20. Bitcoin's not that high, but we're going to wait to see on this one. You see, I've been doing a lot of buying and selling on GBTC today, but nothing really happening right there right now. Just to let you guys know if I'm into something else. Your AYRO, did it just open back up or did it?
It did, and I just worked into a short trade here. And I just added to it. It made a run to like 890 so that halt price, or 880, that halt price turned around. So that's the tighter stop. If you wanted to use it, you'd probably be out. But once it rejected there, it's a signal for me to take a few more shares. Let me zoom in so you can maybe see a little better here on the 1 minute. So if it breaks the high, I will just be out of this. You can see remember this pre-market breakout, that 840, 850 area? This is where I want to start taking profit. When it stops there, I figure there's some longs that will have some triggers to get out. That's my first momentum point to the downside to get out, and then all the way into VWAP. Do not forget what happened at 720 and 750. Clear buy action at each of those prices. So even if I have some shares left and it gets down there, you'll definitely see me take it off on any kind of a bid that forms at that price. So I am in on AYRO. It is still, of course, holding this high, and you have to watch out for another break. It doesn't look like it's happening yet, but if it does, I want to have a plan of action just in case. Brennan, what's up, buddy?
Anyone looking for another new SPAC today? The SPAC of the day. We should have a segment called the SPAC of the day because it seems like it's like a daily thing now. Longview, LGVW, just popping up here through day highs. Huge volume coming into this thing as well. I was just going to read about the actual company, Butterfly Network, going public through a merger with this thing. It's a $1.5 billion deal. So Longview, the SPAC of the day, guys.
I like that SPAC of the day, Brandon. I think that's, there it is, the Boom. Oh, it's on my side now, Boom. Oh, she already gave me this. I didn't even realize I was drinking out of a Boom cup, to be honest with you. I've been drinking out of this cup now for about, but it needs to have a TTVL logo on it, which it doesn't have, so we'll fix that for you guys. But that's the Boom. I've been drinking out of this for a half hour. I didn't even realize that. Thank you, Valeria. Okay, we did get out of a little, it's so busy. Okay, no, that's Baba. I want to go back over to Baba. Okay, so just to let you know, I halved my position right here for flat on Alibaba. I don't like the pin action here. S&P, this is the NASDAQ. Let's go over to the S&P quickly for you here. We'll just switch the symbol over to the ES. If you see NQ down here, that's NASDAQ. This is ES. Like, look at this run here from the bottom. Like, this is what we had Baba, like, down here, right? Even though this is the market. The point is, it's gone up now 5 or 6 handles, and Baba's just chilling. So I like it for a long. Don't get me, interpret that incorrect. So here it goes to 265. But look, there's the ARCA seller again. Like, I've identified this guy at 90. I identified him at 95. And you're identifying him again at 65. So the point here is that as long as there's a seller in this name, I'm not going to hold shares like a significant position against somebody that I can see seems to have an unlimited amount of selling ability. So I'm not going to do that. So we're lightened up. We're very, very light on this right now. We will give this back to 40, like we said. So that's the opportunity that I'm waiting for here on Alibaba. And look, I mean, here we go. Let's see. Here's the ARCA again. Like, we've found him, we've identified him, and that's a little bit of education for you. So there's a wink for you.
Yeah, so I see you, Lewis, on there. I was just mentioning on the chat to you guys, when that 85 broke, thankfully I did, like I said, I was going to take some profit for the stop orders that triggered. I was trying to get some more out here in front of VWAP at 8, but that same thing happened again where it was just bid evaporation, no follow through on the offer, and then market orders buying it back up. So, the same thing I saw down here at 720, the same thing we saw at 750, we're seeing it again on the way down. I am still short. I still have my out, but I'm now going to take a smaller win, maybe only 25 pennies on this next quarter of my position or so, just because this is relentless buying. I might think about reversing into a long at 9, which I wasn't going to do before, but wow, AYRO might not be done to the upside, guys. Brandon, what's up?
Yeah, another one from that space. Blink charging on the run again here. Just broke through 22, popped up there on a volume scanner. So Blink off to the run again. Look at the daily chart on this. Like 5 days straight to the upside for BLNK. Pick one. They're all very, very strong. Valeria is watching what's going on over in Europe. About an hour left in the session over there. What's up, V?
Hey, Brandon. Europe is mostly in a positive territory right now. French supermarket, Supermall, Unibail traded higher earlier today after Amazon said that it would postpone Black Friday sales in France to December 4. Back to you.
Yeah, interesting. Some of the retailers here really not that active today. Had a look at Macy's and JWN earlier, but overall pretty quiet so far, guys.
That naked branch just continues to go to the downside as I keep looking at it over there. But I want to update you guys. I'll just go back to BioNTech. It is still sliding to the downside. There's really no pullbacks worthy of note for you to get into position if you're not already there. So you might be looking at this 99 break, which still does stand out a little bit. You have a... sorry, my 15-minute just freezing there, so we'll maybe go to the daily chart and just quickly update this one for you. I'll just go to the 15 this way so that you guys can see what I'm trying to talk about here on BioNTech. It's this gap that I'm concerned with. this is what I'm trying to capitalize on for the second half of my position. It's not a horrible entry point if you take it at 99. The only thing is you're probably having to give it at least a couple of dollars before you know whether you're wrong. This 100 level is too obvious. You're probably giving it to 101. The upside is there. I'm already in position, so I'm not going to be doing it. But BioNTech, it feels like the gap retracement is the way to go, and the market cooperating, so headed southbound as well.
We talked about Workday. It's on our watch list, and it's a good time actually to show the watches. If you're joining us for the first time, the biggest thing that's made me into the sort of how I trade now and what I'm looking at, and just how much better I think I am now because of these things, is a morning movers watch list. Right? Look, you can do the watch list yourself, but we do it for you, and Brendan does a hell of a job, guys, putting this together. So if I were you, I'd be signing up for this stat. It's watchlist.tradertv.live, and what it does is we go over all of these names here. Workday, I talked about Twilio and why I like that better. Foot Locker's on here. There's Pfizer, Naked Brands, FireEye. That's why we got a question about that today. McAfee's on here. Donkey Kong's on here. NNDM, AYRO. We talked about that back on watch there. So I want to thank Brendan for that. And then Valeria here, trading, own, don't trade. So some of our videos from Stock Market Wisdom get posted on the watch list as well. So definitely sign up if you haven't, man. TraderTV.live, it's free. So you can't go wrong. I was going to say free 99, but one time I said that and someone was like, what, it's $3.99? No, it is completely 100% free. So if this is the watch list, you could just there's Brendan doing the watch list. We're going to slay that, but it's free. So you get the watch list. Thank you to Brendan again for all the work that he does on that one. But Neil, look at your namesake here, Neo, going to the upside, $49. I just thought it was going to break 50 again, and it turns away from that, but the high, $50.60. I think it stays around here all day because of options. But wait a second before I throw back to you. Alibaba breaks, and we go right back in, guys, into Alibaba. So now we've got a nice little win here. 265.10, we're long. Where's the seller now? Oh, yeah, he's back at 20. We got a 10-cent winner on board. Alibaba's been a big one today, guys.
Yeah, remember what I said about that 9 on AYRO? Looks like it's going to the upside. It just looks so incredibly strong at this point. So I'll be dipping out of it. Good thing we took some profit on the way back in. If it holds 9 even, I'm going to get a little bit tighter to this level in terms of getting my profit out. But DraftKings new position alert. I liked it a lot better, and I still probably will if it gets down to 47.50 to 48. But it's trying to put in a higher low here. So I'm just going to use this 48.40 and quickly see if I can get a trade in for about 20 cents worth of risk. It's not a heck of a lot. I would definitely dig in deeper at the price I liked better. But I did this on Boeing yesterday, and I tried it timing-wise on this part of the move on Boeing. Waited for a little bit longer here in DraftKings. Not the perfect price, but if it can hold this 40, bounce back up, I would take some more shares. That would give me more confidence. But until that happens, just going to use low of the day as the out on DraftKings. I don't think I'm going to be done with this one in terms of bottom picking it, at least not for the rest of this session.
Yeah, no, DraftKings, very, very violent stock. I've already talked about that. I don't really like trading DraftKings too much intraday because the moves to me don't seem to be super true. But yeah, good call there, picking up the bottom. You can't go wrong, especially when the market comes down and then you get the bottom and then it rips up. So if you're in the right name, that'll go. Just like Alibaba here today, guys, this has just been such a great day for me, and it just continues over and over again. And I've told you, I'm never going to stop. So as long as you guys keep coming back, I'll still be here. Good thing or bad thing for you. But there it goes up to 30 now. Alibaba still, man, we got our bulls on here for Alibaba today. Where is the bull? I'm going to do this. I haven't done this in a while. We go bullish on Alibaba. We talked about that early, man. Our longs 260, 250, and we go long again to the upside here. My out ahead of 50 right now. So we'll see if we can't take another winner on that one. Just look at the bottom. You can see the damage that we've been doing today on some of these names. So let's go Alibaba. What up, Beep?
Another one from the Clean Energy Group, guys. This SPI Energy just popping up here on a volume scanner. You can see through 950 here we had a big pop, volume going off. If you remember way back in September, this thing went from a penny stock to $46 in one session. That's SPI, guys.
And watch out, here goes that AYRO. I did get out when it broke that 9 even. I only got the one profit take on this name. So this one just continues to be a wild ride to the upside. It's a bit of a failed break in that it sort of came right back into the 9, but you're seeing it hold. Let's go to jump to level 2 so you can see. You're seeing it sort of hold down here. Even when offers are stepping up, you're seeing the bid sort of pop back in. If it pulls back, deep enough into this 840 range, 840, 850, that's going to be a hard test for the stock. If it does that same move, where I see a bit of a flush of the bid and the offer doesn't trail it, I'm just going to punch into shares to the long side like I did down here at 750. I would do the same thing at about 840 in the event that that happens, but it looks like it's the breakout that is the first look. And I have no targets to the upside on this. I think some psychological levels are the way to go, or just wait for another halt to the upside. Now, DraftKings, Rohan just asked about it. I'm using the current low of the day, guys. So if it breaks that 48.40, I'll be out. I am still looking at 47.50 to 48 was my target range in the pre-market. So this is a bit in front of that. I would dig in deeper at that level.
All right, so yeah, AYRO not really working out, but I think that we could break 10, right? Let's just see on that one, because I haven't been in it, so I haven't really been paying too much attention. I know we tried that, or Neil tried to short off that. That was good one, but you can't tell. Like when you're short, you have no idea how much it's going to retrace, right? Sometimes on the breaks, it's a little bit easier to judge how far it's going to run, but AYR, I mean, look at this stock, guys, just getting elevated. Big shout out again to the show, because we were talking about this name for a little bit last couple days, and there it is today right now, $9.50. I hope Prod is trading long AYRO, not short there, as I hear him yelling over there, one of our traders.
Well,
welcome back to the floor. PLTR right here, Palantir. It's had a huge run, man. And this stock, man, we turned bullish on this. And shout out to everybody who's with me on this one on the chat. We turned bullish on this name a hell of a long time ago. Down here at $10. It's just basically gone parabolic. I know it's when Neil says it, but I'm going to say it and drink anyways because I want to drink. But what's up, Brendan?
Just checking on Slack. Work here having quite the day. It wasn't earnings. I don't think they've actually reported yet. Yeah, I don't see much in the way of news on this thing, but what a day this thing's having. Slack Technology, 6.3%, just made a new day high as well. Decent relative volume through 29 there was an opportunity, I think, for work, guys.
So I'm going to give you a bit of a quick tip here on a stock. It's SSR. Naked Brand's obviously down 40%, so it's going to be short sell restricted. Well, it's certainly going to be tricky to get shares on the downside. But as it tests this bottom, when I see this weakness in, I'll just take the short here at like 17.5. And then when it breaks the low, I've already got my position. I'm not worried about what happens when it gets to that actual bid that's here at 17. I'm already sort of in the money. If it bounces off it and I don't like it, I can get out, and it's more like a flat trade than a loser. So look, it's been a crazy move to the downside. And I'm curious because I don't know what Brendan's done with this stock, but low key, I promise you it's going to be good when we do the review. I don't know, it probably is. But either way, back into Naked Brands here. And just remember that TTNP, it's still making some moves to the downside. I'm going to work into some more shares as it tests down towards 23 as well. So both these penny stocks I am short. I want to go back to BioNTech because it's making another move to 99. I've changed my mind here. As I was going over that breakdown trade at 99 for you guys, I said to myself, if I was flat, would I be shorting 99 when it broke? Answer, yes. So just because I have a short up here, why would I not add at 99? So yes, I'm going to go into position when this breaks 99 even. I think that's a good way to break that tie. Don't get married to an idea or get, I guess what's the word I want to use? Anchored to something. Just because you're in position or you have a certain price, if this is what you would do when you're flat, and you got the risk for it, just take the trade. So I will take the breakdown trade. I already am short of BNTX, but I wanted to make sure you guys knew that I think it's a good idea, so I'm going to go ahead and do it myself as well.
50-50. I mean, do we do this, guys? Do we do this?
Neo
50-50. Do we do this? I'm just debating. And again, I don't want to, I mean, like we keep talking, we trade differently, but I don't want to stamp my name onto a trade here that I really don't believe in. And that's why today, I talk about all the trades I have, why I have them, and what the purpose of those trades are, right? Which is why we have Square today with this monster win, CBAT as well going through. So right now, more work to be done, but Neo, it bounced off this VWAP. I mean, right now it's getting closer to 11, so we're going to be slowing down on our share sizes. Well, I am anyways. I don't want to speak for Neil. I guess if the opportunity arises, then we're going to go, so it doesn't really matter. But just on some of these breaks, we lose a little bit of steam here. But I believe, actually, this is probably, besides, obviously, that this crazy day when, the very smart guys at Citron Research decide to come down and hammer this thing 54. But besides that, man, it's already above all the highs here on the daily chart. So I am definitely loving Neo here. And I do think a break of 50-50 is something that we should be looking at. But in the meantime, over there with our sector watch, kind of a mixed board there. Let's find out which sectors are actually green today, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500. To answer the question, a staggering 2 are green right now, which is tech stocks and consumer discretionary stocks. Communications were green, but have since gone red. So this group here, TTWO, haven't looked at that one, but 3.25% move to the upside. Nice look for TTWO. Can check that out. A few others. This thing kind of flip-flopping back and forth between red. But look at Etsy today having quite the day, 5.7%. For Etsy standing out right away. ROST, that was an earnings play, 2% for Ross Stores. Dollar Tree as well there, DLTR 1.6%. So consumer discretionary names are in positive territory. MCHP, this semiconductor here, 5.5% to the upside, lifting basically the rest of this group. The semis into positive territory, but INTU, WU, and FLT offsetting that a little bit for tech stocks, but they are trying to kind of lift things back to the upside. Weakness on this side of things today, industrials and bank stocks. So all of the banking group in negative territory so far. Same story for most of this group as well. GWW, 3.6%. URI there, 2.25% higher after earnings. Notice this one as well. DE, Deere there, 1.2% to the upside. UPS, Dow, all the travel names or airlines anyways in negative territory again, if you look at the transportation group. So industrials, financials, downside, we have a little bit of strength trying to come from healthcare stocks, consumer discretionary stocks. Communications group as well, a little bit of strength as well, but overall, not a huge move, about 0.25% to the downside for the S&P. Let's go back to Sean.
Yep, we're back, and we're looking at candy right now because it's just fallen down, obviously, today on that share offering. So we went long here at 13. It already broke down. It came back in. So we are long now candy at 13. And here we go to the upside. So yeah, like I said, man, I'm trading everything today. I just don't stick with the big caps. I go everywhere where there's action. So here we go, 10 cents in the money on candy. I wanted to use this 12.80 as a stop. So good little trade. And boom, there it is again, guys. So yeah, let's hit the air horn as candy making moves to the upside. We're just going to add this one. I mean, this is just another name. So hopefully we're going to go 7 for 7 here with candy upside right now. Let's see if it takes out this 13.35 area. Let's put that order out. If we can get 30 cents in about 2 minutes, we will take that. But here goes candy, making me dandy to the upside right here. A nice little win. And here we go again, guys. Let's just pile that cash up.
Just so I reload in TTNP, just want to update you guys here. It did do a bit of a pullback. Of course, I reversed short, and it was a little bit late. I didn't want it here at 26. Candidly, I chased it all the way down to 25, got more at 24, got some out in the consolidation, then made a break to 22, and now I'm loading up again, sort of the same thing. Buy the break, sell the break, sell the pop. I'm staying to the short side on both this and Naked Brands, although Naked Brands basically flat for me here, gearing off at the bottom to make another push. BioNTech's actually bounced, so I didn't get more shares on that trade to the south side, and DraftKings is for now holding the bottom. So it's made this little bounce that I talked about. You know, once it holds this higher low, shows you a bit of a range. I feel a little bit more comfortable taking some more shares, so I will do that in front of this 48.40. It doesn't mean I move the stop. I still am only giving it to that low of the day because I want to re-enter. It's just that, you know, it gets a little bit closer to lunch. You feel like the market's not exactly cratering to the downside or anything. So I'm going to be adding to this position on DraftKings with the same stop as before. My price is really not going to change much. It's still right here around this 48.60 area, just a little bit lower than that. So my risk profile doesn't change. It's just a few more shares added to this position at this particular price. The other one that I want to quickly come back over to, I'm not in AYRO. And I even said, look, I don't know, I kind of was telling myself that I should just go long in this stock. And, you know, I had a couple of longs down here at 750. I had a long break we made some money on. And then once the halt came in and looked weak, I essentially told myself, hey, let's go short. That's the setup for me. But I should have reversed long at 9 even. You got a nice break, almost to $10, but not quite. So 970, the current high on AYRO. I feel like we've forgotten to do this. At least I have. Wow, we talk about education all the time over here, guys. Know what your trading edge is. And the reason I bring it up now, this is the video we're dropping today, is I understand that from a risk profile, I'm overall generally a lot better at managing my short positions or when things are oversold. But when I have a long read, I know that that's something I have to get involved in. And I talked about it like several times, why AYRO was strong, and that helped me save money on the short. but it's got to get me into a long, so it's a bit of an edge that I'm trying to develop. But you stick to the edge that is yours, identify it, know how to hone it, know how to profit from it. That's what we're talking about in the video that will drop today.
Okay, guys, and there's Candy, guys. We're out. So there it is. We get out at 20 on that move. So a nice little win on KND. Oh, actually, that reminds me, I got to cancel my orders now on that stock so we don't get back in. But like we said today, Baba, monster winner, $3. Boom, right there. CBAT, early, boom, still in the money if you had it. I don't. We got out of that one. GBTC, Bitcoin, hells to the yeah. Big trading for me today on that one. Candy as well makes us all a little dandy. That's a nice little win there as well. I'm going over all the names I've had today. Neo, bang, big win here off the open. A huge win, actually, one of my best stocks. Palantir, we've only hit this and then quit this right now. So we hit this upside and got out. We haven't been back into Palantir. Not really liking it. We may go short on this 1870 break, so watch out. I did say somebody talked about size at 80, but I guess that just got chewed up right there. That's Palantir. And then, guys, the biggest trade for me, for October was Square on earnings through 185. That went $12. We talked about that one. Then 195 today was a big one for Square. The most I took was $1 on that one. Then our last 10% comes out. But look what happens. It comes out, goes down to VWAP, and then puking higher or something, but runs its way higher to 197, eventually topping out at 198. So that's another $3 winner. And that's all the stocks I have today. So you can see at the bottom, the only position right now is this Alibaba position. It's in the money 20 cents or 8 cents, whatever, back and forth as we go. The last out was up here at 30. We'll see, man. I still think higher for Alibaba. Plus, we're long in our PAs on this one at 262, so that's pretty good as well. We're long in our personal accounts. DraftKings also sub 40, so let's see what that one's doing. We did not take this break of 50 today, and we talked about why, but here comes Brendan. DraftKings still going to the downside, guys. You only got to trade this thing first thing and no more. Give it to us, Brendan.
Another one that we haven't mentioned yet, but also in the EV space, Workhorse here trying to get back to the upside as well. Came in and held 24.25 there. We're right at this kind of pivot on the daily chart. Around 24 to 24.25. So another one in this group, WKHS, very strong again today, 7%, guys.
Not in that group. Palantir, Sean just went over that one. I was thinking sell on that one yesterday, and I mean, it was certainly sideways action after being parabolic so many days. You are seeing it start to form a bit of a channel. It was able to gap higher, but look at this retracement that is on. The key level for me now is going to be this 19 area. If it holds below, I will take my shot for the second day shorting it. I did have one long that won in Palantir, but it was really shorts that I was mostly concerned with. I am going to go back to that well in front of 19 if I can, just to get you guys back to a couple of names here. TTNP is basically holding flat for me on my last entry point. So you're seeing this little consolidation here. That's basically my average price. I mean, ultimately, if you short the bottom and then you short the top of a range, I'll only add to it if it starts breaking lower below that 22. And I feel like there's a continuation to this move. But ever since this 26, it's been a short for me on TTNP, and that's probably going to stay true until we see a look at yesterday's close at 17, or maybe a big buyer at 20 even. Brendan, what's up?
I just saw this Glue Mobile, GLUU on the NASDAQ, almost 5% here, just straight higher as well. Had a little bit of a test of 905 there, but we're at 950 now for Glue. Comerica Bank coming out saying they've increased their stake substantially in this one, GLUU, guys.
GLUU, that's a new one for us there. I just want to go back over to Sono. Obviously, this was a fantastic trade, and we talked about this at length yesterday. You are seeing a big-time pullback in, but that's a pretty strong bounce that it's put in off the bottom. Just sort of worth noting. You look at these pre-market levels, and ultimately they're going to matter. And yesterday, these were the pre-market bottoms here at 1975, but this jump-off point, at about 20 to 2020, that's exactly where it turned around. That's a type of thing that even if you didn't trade this stock, if it's something that you would look at, if it's going to be on your radar, you have to notice something like that so that the next time you look at a breakdown trade and you want to take it, you've got the information on as to where you think it might bounce, where you're going to take your profits off on a Sono, or if you were looking to dip buy, maybe this is something you were interested in because that would have given you a nice little dollar winner if you had identified that level from the pre-market. So that's when you hear us talk about this from 9 to 9:30, and starting on November 30th at 8:30, giving you guys an extra half an hour of our preparation. This is what we're trying to look for so that when 9:30 comes, you know exactly where you want to get in. And Sono definitely gave you that type of a look. Wanted to make sure I pointed that one out to you guys. I really, really wish I could have gotten back into this BioNTech, and I feel like, if there was one trade, certainly, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to go on with some of these penny stocks, but it feels like BioNTech is going to be the best one of the day, but I don't really know. If it rolls over from here, that's certainly going to be true. I've been trying to think about where I can get back in because this trend continues to the downside here and it holds VWAP. If it breaks VWAP, certainly I'm going to throw away any idea of adding to this position unless it's a failure up at the top at 102.25 again, and then I can catch 101.50. With all that said, Money Talks, you know what walks. Let's go to the big screen. Brendan has got Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's jump into foreign exchange land. We'll talk about cryptos first because, oh hum, here they go again. I put up Ethereum this time over on the chart because you can see leading the way today, almost 7% here for Ethereum through 500. So it broke 500 early on this morning. This is an hourly chart. So through 500 for Ethereum once again. Nice move. 7%. Bitcoin, yeah, 4.5%, almost 19,000. It's amazing. It just keeps going. That chart even crazier than Ethereum, just straight to the upside. Everything else pretty muted on this board. Australia and New Zealand, wanted to mention there was a little bit of economic data overnight again in Australia. That was better than expected. So they are both kind of leading the way. Everything else pretty flat. There's a little overall US dollar weakness coming back in to end off the week, but no significant moves here. The British pound higher, Canadian dollar flat. Same story for the euro. It was actually higher on the day, but has since gone negative for the euro. Let's go back to Neil.
Just got a question in there. Someone was asking about Macy's, what my thoughts are on this stock. I mean, there was a muted break, I think, that was available for you at the open. I mean, I wasn't necessarily too interested in it, but you had to fail through this breakout one time already at 925, and then you see an afternoon top made like this, and sometimes it's worth revisiting. The fact that it failed before at the open is why I wasn't that interested in this turn. But if it can manage to hold here, I mean, Macy's is sort of, I say sort of, which is, sort of is not fair. It is actually breaking off of this 8 on the way towards 11. So from a fundamental standpoint, from a technical standpoint on the daily chart here, it is in a nice upward trend. So those breaks are worthwhile. It's just not the first name of mine that I want to go long when it comes to the retail space. So that's why I didn't take it today. But that 925, there was nothing wrong with it when you look at it on the 15-minute chart. If you missed it, I wouldn't be chasing this thing. If it bounced off 9 even, maybe you have a scalp trade a little bit in the afternoon. But from now, it looks like it's probably going to be dead. Someone just asked if it's time to buy naked brands. I'm shorting it off of this little consolidation down here. So it's about 19. This is 17 to 19. This is what I'm working with. If it breaks back to the upside, you have to watch for this level here at 20. So it's about a penny. It's about a penny worth of an entry. I'm doing some market making on the side in TCO, so that's why I jerked my head to the side there. But below that 20 mark, it's still going to be a short for me. But my entries are going to be around this 18 to 19 area on naked brands, and I'm still short as a, wow, TTNP. I just tried to get more of this to the south side. Yeah, I guess that's not going to happen. It's about to hit me on the bid at 21, so I got 22.50. I was just trying to pick some more shares up on this consolidation here. I didn't get them. Now it looks like this one is continuing to head lower. 17 yesterday's close, the ultimate target for TTNP.
Small position on NEO, but only giving this back to 50.23. So we did take a little bit of a break here at 50.50. It didn't go. We got out of a little bit right away. But now we're going to give it back down to 50.23 or so on the down. Okay, just hearing Prad.
Did his voice just crack?
Yeah, we're already long there, Prad.
Wow.
His voice cracking. Look, puberty's a lovely thing, and when it happens for Prad, I want to make sure that we celebrate that. So, yes, Neo breaking here on the high of the day. We're small long into this one, and just going to give it back here at about $50.10, like we were just mentioning. So that's Neo on a small break. We do have Alibaba. Like I said, at this time of day, man, we're not playing crazy amounts of breaks, but Alibaba right now looking like a nice little one. We'll hit the cowbell for that today as this continues to be a really, really sweet cash cow on end to the IO, guys.
Yeah, and no,
sorry,
I don't know if you heard our trader in the back yell out high of the day break in a high pitched voice. This was 970 on AYRO. It is still making move up to like $9 to $10, guys. So I feel like if it pulls back here, you really don't want this to retrace too far on you. Again, I'm not even. I am long it here, but I actually trade more size to the short side because that's where I feel like my edge is. So I'm going to get involved, but I don't expect to do gangbuster size when I'm taking long breaks at this level. If it breaks below 950, risk maybe like 20 cents or so. Don't let it halt. I'll never do that, and definitely definitely take some profit in front of 10 even, which could be its own break as well. I still haven't gotten any more shares of this TTNP, but 20 just held on the bid at least one time. If it breaks that, 17 cents, remember, is my target on TTNP.
Okay. Alibaba still going to the high side, guys. Oh, here's what I want to hit. I want to hit this cash cow because I think this cash cow is probably the best thing that we have, in my opinion. So there it comes here. The cash cow has been that today on Alibaba. He's coming with the stocks, and then eventually he blows up. But we're not blowing up even close to this. Look at Alibaba go, guys. So Alibaba still ripping to the high side right now. Yeah, hopefully you guys had some love for that stock. There it goes, just coming right back down. But we just went into the money, that 50 cents there, guys. So thank you so much for Alibaba. And Mr. Wheelhouse here, not Mr. Wheelie Man, Wheelhouse, thank you so much for the $10. We are going to keep up the phenomenal work for you, as this is what we love to do, and we're not going to stop doing that. So there it is. I also did want to thank you, Giri, thank you so much for the new membership as well on that one. So Neo falls down, and we take that 20-cent hit on Neo right now. So there it is, long there and out, but right back down here. So I don't know what just happened there, but Baba did fall, and so did Neo. So maybe something about the Chinese space. What's up, Ren?
Yeah, I'll check on both of those in a second here, but just wanted to mention this one as well. Peloton, not a huge move today, one we haven't looked at for a few days, but 104 down here, 108 at the top, 107.75, 108 at the top. So decent range as this chatter about COVID cases and increasing cases continues. One to kind of keep in your back pocket here. Peloton, guys, up a quiet 2% today.
So, I mean, the second you guys said that, I went to quickly check JD, and JD.com didn't move. So, you know, if it is something with some of the some Chinese names overall across the board, it didn't affect JD, at least not yet. But I will be it's worth monitoring and checking some of those names. Sometimes you get like a secondary or late mover on something that might have just broken. KNDI just popped up on my radar here. It did make a test of that 13. I don't know if you remember this from yesterday, guys. 1340 was a level that we're looking at very heavily. Just brushed off of that to the south, to the north side. Failed to break through. This is a flush point in the open, and now looks like it wants to try to break down below 13. So it's not to say that I'm overly bearish on it, but it is down that 10%. I'm looking to go short off of that 1340 area. That was a level from yesterday. And I love levels that are breakouts or resistant points, and the next day you use them to the same, maybe in the opposite direction. So if it was a breakout that failed or worked for you, come back to that level. And if I see it stall out here, that's a short entry. It's an obvious reversal from 1340 as well, KNDI.
I just called up the NASDAQ to see what was going on. I don't know. I feel like things are heading to the south side quicker than they should right now, and I don't really see any updates, but we are back long 79 now on Neo, and only going to give it to like 60s, this VWAP spot there. So yeah, I don't know. We chasing Neo right now, but I just don't know. It seems like a lot of these stocks are falling a little too fast. Like Alibaba was just up here, and we were cruising with that 50-cent win, and then it drops back down to flat for us. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like things falling a little too fast, but we step back into Neo, so we can get this money back. We'll see if it gets back up into 50-50 would be great. That looks like, again, guys, options. We talked about that. No surprise to me why Alibaba is the double top, like double top, maybe triple, but let's call this one time. There it goes. So we'll get out of Alibaba now, or sorry, Neo. Neo top there, 50-50, top there again, 50-50. So probably something there, but we're going to wait to see what it does. I think it might be a nice little short opportunity here on Neo if it does come through. We need to watch out for this garbage, though, right here on Neo. We have given some money back on this name, obviously, as I try to figure out what the heck is going on with it. But over in Europe, I know someone that knows everything that's going on in Europe, Miss V. Maybe I oversold you there.
Hey guys, European shares are mostly in a positive territory today. Russia is up 0.15%, Spain is up 0.55%, France is up 0.22%, and Britain is up 0.13%. British software company Sage is down more than 13% after reporting a 3.7% decline in full-year operating profit. Back to the traders.
So I did just get into that KNDI. I talked about this, you just briefly brought it to that 1340 level. It did make this little break here through 1290. I got 92s. You can see I actually have bids all the way down going into VWAP to take some profit here. Alert to and watch out if you're, I am short naked brands, of course. I did have I've been long over in TTNP, but Naked Brands, I've been basically only shorting this name since the pre-market, and then continue to do it down here. If it breaks 20, I'm not saying it's jailbreak time on this stock, but certainly I will take some shares off. It's still below that VWAP, and I do not want to be long this name today. Anytime I see a parabolic mover like this, the last couple of sessions, the day to be short, I tend to stick with the short, but it is worth remembering this 17 level it's not insignificant, guys. It's both yesterday's high and the pre-market low, and that's why it's a bit of an ultimate target down here. I'm not saying I'd go long in front of it, but certainly I would take some shares. I would take almost all of my shares off in front of that price level. So 17, a key one if Naked Brands gets down there. Still trending to the downside, however, and I'm not going along just yet. Maybe that'll change in the afternoon.
Okay, we're going to drink to that because we did hear the word parabolic. So drink with me, Hydration Nation. Let's keep this one going. Okay, Naked Brands, we go 1 for 1 right now. We're long right here below 19. We take it out at 19.5. So there's a 1 for 1 right there. Adding, just piling on, guys, to what we're already doing today. We are short NEO, and my, smart person did not get out at 49 when it ripped all the way there, paying too much attention to the European update to see what's going on in Europe. But 49.20, it does come all the way down, and we didn't take that out, but we did reverse short on this VWAP break there, 41.60, so we're short 63 now, and that was a huge mistake, man. We should have got out, so now I got to wait for 50 to break to the upside. So if I don't take 60-cent winner, I got to be able to give this at least 40 cents to the backside. So let's wait to see if we get back down here again, 49.06. We'll take some money on that one. Alibaba comes right back from the dead. We knew that was a little fugazi on that move down when we didn't see the market go, we didn't see the ES go, and we didn't get any updates from Brendan on news. So Alibaba right back to the upside, and close your eyes, guys, because the belly dancer is about to come as we go 7 for 7 today, possibly, 8 for 8 on trades today. So on trading ideas anyways, as we go. And then we're also right now still a measly half a penny in the money on Naked Brands. But here we go for Naked Brands. So again, it's all about how many shares you have. And for right now, let's just wait to see if this can go. Naked Brands, let's see, guys. We're going to call this one. We like the long on this. We've seen some consolidation down here. So we go long. Let's get out just a little bit more here, around 20 cents. Naked Brands just for another win. We're doing it on everything today. Alibaba, you're seeing the winner. NEO, you're seeing the winner. And you're seeing a winner right here. What up, B?
A little cancer stock just popping up. ONCY, Oncolytics Biotech. ONCY here, 8.7%. You can see big volume spike through 224 there, taking out the day highs. We're getting into the top end of the range. On the daily chart, really no significant news on this. There was a trial that they had on a specific glioblastoma, I hope I said that right, treatment that did come out positive. So that came out much earlier this morning, but a little bit late to the party here for ONCY, guys.
If you guys remember DraftKings, that level in the pre-market, 47.50 to, area in the pre-market, 47.50 to 48 even. Just going back a couple of sessions ago, this was the afternoon bottom, held above this. So I talked about taking this when it got down here. I did dip into a few shares just so I wouldn't forget. I almost knocked my mic off the table there. So just started this position here in the mid-70s, 76 on DraftKings. I'm looking for the turn. I want to see it bounce before I add to this position. So, instead of, just piling into everything on the way down, I'd like to see some consolidation, be able to add to it. So that's going to be the idea in DraftKings. It's one more time that I'm going to take a long trade. The first one was a breakout. Obviously, the last two were both consolidation bottom picks. I just want to go over to Blink because 22.50. Now there was a break in the pre-market up to like 23 even, but 22.50 looking like an interesting level for me here. This is trending to the upside. It's been a holding VWAP at least for the time being. If this gives you any kind of consolidation around this like 22 going into lunchtime, I'm going to be looking for a break on Blink. But that's an afternoon type of idea in 22.50. But that actually just something I saw a couple of seconds ago, so that's on the radar for me.
Okay, guys, see, this is the thing, you don't, and I just tweeted it out, but you don't see me in these names much, but it doesn't matter. I'm just ruthless. We come back over here, we find out Naked Brands, man, and we just make 1 for 1 on this. That's all you need to do. We're long at 19. Look at it. I mean, this is a beautiful trade here, and we're still going to hold. So we're going up to 21 right now and still ripping up. So, your boy trades it all over on this side, guys. So a nice little run up here to 21. Big time win right there. You only see see one mark on this. Sometimes patience is a virtue. Not normally one that I possess, but one today that is definitely working out. You might say, wow, look at all these trades winners. Here's Alibaba again, guys, coming through. If you're just joining us for the first time, Superman will be in the building hopefully every day. I can't keep saying this because eventually I'm going to get burned and have a losing day, knock on wood. I don't know when that's going to happen, but there goes Alibaba, 45 cents in the money. There goes Neo now, 10 cents in the money off of a reload right there on Neo. And the Naked brand still ripping up. Oh, Brendan, our doctor friend, Shob, what's up, my friend? This part of Hydration Nation, we're right here, Shob. It's pronounced glioblastoma there. So there you go. Thank you so much for that. As the doctor is in the building, and I hope, Shob, you're with us as well. We are done for the day, man. I'm just topping up what we've already had today. It's a Friday. We're loving life right now. This is a big win on Naked Brands. I mean, it depends on the shares you have, but that's what my chart looks like. It's pretty beautiful. And then here goes Neo, man. We're doubled up to short. That's how we believe in this one. Doubled up to short to the sell side now. 49.68. We be short. Let's go, Neo.
Want to go back to BioNTech. It's above VWAP here. I am now looking for the rollover to get into some more shares. It has, of course, broken this little trend to the downside. So it's either going to break up to 102 without breaking, or 102.25 without taking off the top, and I'll get back in on the way down, sort of that slam back on a failed break style trade, or we come right back down here, consolidate lower, and I'd look for 100 on a break. So BNTX, I actually still have shorts on this name, of course. It's been my best name all morning long. I love shorting positive COVID vaccine news, and I will continue to do it. I'm not going long and naked today unless it's above VWAP here, and it isn't just yet. So I've been short all morning long, and I continue to be short on Naked Brands. It might burn me, but we'll see. I'm trying to add to TTNP as well, but that just can't seem to catch enough of an uptick to get me more shares in. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Glioblastoma. I appreciate the update. Thank you for the assistance. We help each other, see? KXIN, guys, just coming back up on our radar scanner here. This 540 area ended up being a spot on the first push out. I can't believe this thing's at 540. Was talking about it at 440 earlier this morning. Might be a problem, though. This 540 still 77% for KXIN. Again, guys.
You know it's not a problem here, Alibaba, guys, and that's why we do this. Again, we run the money through it. Let's just hit this, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's not a big position. Normally, I use this for a big position, but Alibaba, it's just topping up the day, man. I mean, look where we're going here. We're long 265.14 and still holding. Shob and friends, the long was down here at 262.50. Cash. Then we go long again, out, long again, out, and now we hold for the big time winner on this one. Neo, we actually didn't get out there. I put a bid at 45. It goes all the way down to 45. Actually, oh, my bid's at 44. Actually, it goes all the way down to 45 or 46, and we get missed. But hopefully on the way back down, we'll do that. If it gets taken out at 50, gets taken out at 50. This is the position I was talking about. That's not a huge one here, guys, on NIO. So you got to definitely watch out for that. But here goes Bobbin, man. Just another 75-cent winner. You see what's happening on the bottom. When it shows the money that we've taken out of these names, guys, you're going to see a huge number on Alibaba, and I'm just happy today that we're back in the building and having a lot of fun. With still 50 minutes to go, guys. Who knows what's coming up?
Yeah, lots of time to create some action here. I just want to remind you guys, I did get into KNDI. It just wasn't really moving a heck of a lot. Consolidation lower. It's starting to break down towards VWAP. So I just took some out here, and I talked about this. I had bids, 15 cents was the first winner, and then I got some all the way down into VWAP. I'll probably all out of it in the event that it does break down to that price. So really not a heck of a lot to do as long as it continues that trend. KXIN. It's on the radar for me, at least right now, because it was trying to hold a lower high. It's trying to break through. I would still, look, if it breaks higher and still fails to get through this 570, it might be worth a short. But let's, when I covered this the first time for you guys, I was talking about a couple of other levels to the upside that I liked better. A test at about 630 or 650, and then up to this 750 area were the ones I really, really liked. So ideally, KXIN, that's where I would be shorting it. That's the only reason I haven't actually traded it today. It did a parabolic move, but this wasn't into a level I liked. That's why I didn't try it. Obviously, it would have worked, but that doesn't mean that you just got to go ahead and take it, because that would have been against my rules.
We have a lot of rules, and I just need to adjust them and add maybe more share size to said rules, because here goes Alibaba, just keeps on ticking higher and higher. So not only are we making money in our short-term accounts right here on the show live for you, but we are also crushing this in our PAs as well, guys. So let's just keep the party moving here. I know that we were looking at the long DraftKings through 50, but it has faded through. I do see some of you guys talking about making money on that 50 short. Congratulations for anybody that made that money. Either way, whether or not you go long, whether or not you go short, it's all about that, man. Trade your own stocks and your own book. Let's just keep the fun going, B.
Beam, Beam. Beam is a clean energy name. I was just noticing the actual ticker, but this one just made a day high as well, guys. One that's a little bit smaller, a little bit thinly traded, not as much volume, kind of running under the radar a little bit, it seems. The move itself, decent size though, $25 just coming into play here on a volume spike for Beam, guys.
Just take you guys back to TTNP. I said I would be heavily involved in the penny stocks today. It's a lot of executions, obviously, in both. It's actually the most. I've done about just shy of 50 executions on this name. This time, it's this consolidation lower. It bounced off the bottom here at 20 cents. I think I mentioned that to you as it was happening, that it caught a bid, 17, the ultimate target. So I shorted back into this move again. And the thing is, when it bounces off a psychological level, it is worth adjusting your risk profile. Obviously, I would do the same thing at 17 because that's the actual previous close. And I showed you guys on the higher time frame why I like that. So I will not let this short travel past 23. Naked Brands roll off of VWAP, so I did jump back into, so I added to my position to the short side. So when it approaches the bottom, I'll scalp the rest of that one out. As far as DraftKings goes, I was able to add a few more to this position. And again, I like this a little bit better than when it was breaking that 48.50, because this is the target entry range that I wanted in the pre-market, and that's 47.50 to 48 even. So it is going sideways from here. It's held that bottom for now. If you do go to the higher time frame, I would caution that this bottom here, bottom support here is a little closer to 47.30, so it did break once right at the close, but it was a 47.50 level. It did break and then wick right back to the upside, but that was right at the close, so I wouldn't be too concerned with it. If DraftKings holds here, first target will be where I was trying to go long before, right around this sort of 48.50-ish area. That bottom was about 48.40.
Yeah, and I know DraftKings was rough there in the open, and it always seems to be that way, man. I hate DraftKings. During the middle of the day. I love it off the open, not during the middle of the day. There goes Neo, so we'll flush ourselves down the toilet. We tried that last short, and we were pretty strong, pretty small on that one, but we will flush ourselves down the toilet there on Neo, turning the stock red, I think, for me today. So Neo, we did hit this hard right there. Some of this break was a little bit, 50-cent hit, not good, and then a little bit there. So slightly on the P&L red for Neo today, but not red on anything else, man. Alibaba just continues to go to the upside. We're going to drink some more Shob, get some more water in us right now as we just continue to watch these stocks make that money for us to the high side, as Bitcoin looking to break 19,000 still. And we are a little long on GBTC here at 25. It's looking to break through 30, but other than that, not much happening. I may get out of this Alibaba trade. As I said, every move down, Baba gets pretty aggressive, man. 265.50. I don't want to get out of it, but let's see if we have to here on Alibaba.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but one of our traders is singing on the floor. I hope that means he's in some good trades. I'm going to assume that means he's in some good trades. We talked about this name, and there wasn't really too much to see here on YSG. I was looking for a top-end break of like 21. You're going to see it go right literally to 21 even and pull back in. I would have been interested in this one if it had consolidated. Well, if it dropped a little further and faster into this 1950 area. But now I'm watching this a level once again. 21 still remains a break maybe for the afternoon. It was fantastic to the upside. This was, of course, an IPO just yesterday, so there's really no look on the daily chart that we're going to concern ourselves with. I did add one more time to DraftKings there, so I got everything that I'm going to take here on DraftKings. Once it breaks back above that 48, I can look to start taking profit off at this level. So I got stopped out here right at 48.40. Once it gets into here, I'll take some shares off in front of that, then work this one hopefully back up to VWAP and 49. So DraftKings, we are in. Got the long finally. We'll see if it's at the bottom. I don't really know if it's going to be, but of course I've made the bet that it is. So once we break through 48, I think where all systems go to 48.25, and then 48.30 we'll take some profit. Still have both TTNP and Naked Brands to the south side. That one starting to come back in, but it's trying to put on a higher low at 18.80, so do watch out for that name.
Yeah, I do like that DraftKings look there. And just for me on DraftKings, guys, I'm going to see, there goes Alibaba back. I'm debating taking this smooth dollar right now on Alibaba, guys. It just looks like it's bouncing around a little bit too much. So for me, I'm not going to go long on DraftKings right now. I'm going to actually wait until we get over 30 here. So we need to break this little level for me. But I do like DraftKings, just in case you guys were wondering what I was thinking on that one, as I always see you guys asking questions. But I will eventually get out of this Alibaba and debating it right here, right now on Alibaba. I just, the pin action here is not super exciting to me. So we're going to wait. I think it's probably going to fall down. I think that NASDAQ is maybe a little bit overheated right now. Let's just take out of Alibaba and capture our 75 cents, guys. What's up, Beep?
Just having a look at a few things that are popping up on volume at this point. There's DTTW Holdings, 12% today through $2. Showed up on a volume scanner there. You can see the volume spike. This was once a big high flyer right at the beginning of the pandemic. They were making some PPE equipment, but since have, I think, left that kind of area. But through $2 on DPW, guys.
We'll cancel our Alibaba and we'll take that out. We'll floss it off again. There it is, out at 85 or something there on Alibaba. So a nice little out. It could still run, and if it does, it does. But I mean, I can't, again, not take this out, Alibaba. It's been fading down a little bit there, so we do take that out and we floss it off, and we get a little gorilla dancing action today for this market, guys.
I haven't seen that dancing gorilla in a while. Just to update you guys on BioNTech, yes, I still have it. It's still actually technically in the money despite this pullback. But once we get a bit of a rollover, if it happens here, this is going to be exactly what I was hoping for. And I would try to get into some more shares if it breaks down below 101. So I'm anticipating and hoping for some consolidation. In the event that happens, I'll be looking to add to the short position. I still like a 99 breakdown if it happens, but it just feels like it's a little bit unlikely. As far as DraftKings, back above 48, so we're in the money about 30 cents or so. When it gets closer to that 48 quarter, I'll start taking some profit off on that one. But if I think I got the bottom, I'm going to let that one ride just a little bit here for you guys in DraftKings. I feel like, I don't know, well, I'm not sure if you traded this one, Sean FireEye, but it's pulled all the way back. It's not nearly, it's still up 5%, of course, so it's not nearly towards yesterday's close. But I just pulled this one up on my chart and noticed it's getting right to the top end. If I go a little further out here on the 15-minute chart, if you look at this range the last week or so, this $15 was a bit of a resistance point for a few sessions in a row. It's trying to make a turn at that level. So anytime I see that, it looks like you have an actionable trade here. In case it can bounce off here and go sideways, you might have one of those little tight stop quick retracement. You get like 15, 20 cents to VWAP and maybe only risk a couple of pennies. I'd need to see it consolidate first. That just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, okay, so here goes Naked Brands, guys, right back into the money for us again, so we'll hit a swish on that one. We're gonna target up here somewhere to get out. I think this could just be another winner for us. Alibaba still at the high side. The one I want to talk about was that FireEye, because you just brought it up there, just to give you guys an idea of where I'd think about going long. My order's already in, so I'm not thinking about it. I am going long right here. 15.30. I do like this one, especially with VWAP coming down into it and now leveling off. Obviously, I mean, if you know what VWAP is, volume weighted average price, my layout, I had to reload it. I don't even use relative strength anymore, but it is pretty helpful sometimes if you know how to read relative strength. We do have a video up on that one. Okay, Naked Brands, I see you, Naked Brands. As we continue to go higher, the highest spot right here for Naked Brands in the last last hour since it broke this level right here. So you could even go long again through $20.50 right here, $20.20 half is the break spot there. So up to 21, but your boy's already long down here, 19. 1 for 1 on this one, and it just keeps on coming. Again, Pokeroo, like, hey, look, Sean, you want to trade? Which names do you want to trade here, man? Small caps, big caps, whatever. Doesn't seem to matter because we're El Fuego right now, guys. We are in the building and smoking.
And just to remind everybody, because I don't know if we've done it, we haven't hit it recently, but coming up we have a video on Trading Edge. Is this one term that I hear over and over and over again? It's find your edge, know your edge, but not everybody understands what that means. And so that's why we go over it here so you understand what is your edge, how do you find it, how do you hone it, how do you ensure profitability or at least increase profitability by focusing on the things that you do best and your edge in the market. So check that one out when it comes. We'll drop that away, and then let's go to Brandon at the desk. He's got some news for us.
GSX, this online, Chinese-based online tech education company. Big move down today. Just saw this one, 20%. Still was a lot lower. It did actually break 54 at the bottom there. This was once a great short squeeze in itself, and also the subject to many, many short seller reports. So GSX reported earnings this morning. Not good for this one, guys.
GSX, oh, okay, not GSK. I thought that was Glasgow there for a minute. Okay, GSX, we'll look at that one. Naked Brands, again, there's that size that showed up at 20, so you got to watch out for that. If you are in that name, if you are, that's great. NEO now, it looks like my short was right, but we did get squeezed. We were short here. Now it's coming right back down to view up again. Like, we just didn't give that enough room. It only goes to 50-15 there. So talk about trading our edge a little bit there. Yeah, watch out if you are using stops. Maybe go a little bit higher. Like my stop was 505 or so, and that went to $50.09. That stop actually saved me in the morning when we were looking at DraftKings as well. And again, on the tweet that I sent out, we did have that high side on DraftKings of 50. And I said yesterday's high, guys. If you look at DraftKings right now, if I break this down, it was yesterday's high was 50. I wasn't right there. That's the pre-market yesterday. This is pre-market today. But anyways, yesterday's high was $50.05. That's literally today's high. So I actually put the stop at 50.10, which is why we didn't get involved. But it's still, this is what I mean about DraftKings, man. I don't like it in the middle of the day. If you are long or short, well, we're long in the 30s on DraftKings, but definitely get out of your positions every morning. When good news hits, man, this stock tends to be the one that goes and then gets faded, even on upgrades. We'll check Penn when we get back.
You just got to clean up some stop orders this time of day. You don't want to have old stops triggering you into positions that you don't want. So I just realized I had a few of those that needed to get out of the way here. So you make that update. It's one of those things that happens if you're actively trading. You put a stop on the backside of a trade to make sure you don't have a loser. And then if you get your take profits, you still have that stop in order. I'm going to go back over to KNDI because in a quick second, because it's about to make a test of that 1325-ish area, and that'll get me out. So I only got one profit-taking area on that one to the downside. But Workday just put in a higher low. This one, they did beat across the board. It broke the 50-period moving average. You have double top here that formed at 250. And if it gets down to like 200 at some point, that feels like it's going to be a good spot for a pullback. I'm not saying that happens today, but it's just popped up on the radar and dropping a little faster and further than I was expecting. So, whether it's next week or whatever it might be, I'm looking at the 200 level on Workday. I think that could be an actionable trade. I'll go over to KNDI because I just mentioned this one to you. Only got the one profit take on this name before it started bouncing back to the upside. It's the lower high that now concerns me. Each time it makes a test down here and then bounces up, I'm not going to give it to that 1340 initially. That's what I would like. But once I start taking profit at this time of day, I tighten things up a little bit. So if it breaks that quarter, I'm going to get out of KNDI. I just want to make sure I limit that loss to about like 35 cents or so. I don't want to give it all the way to that 1340, which was a good price yesterday in terms of a level.
Yeah, 1340 is going to be my breaking out spot there on KNDI. We go 1 for 1 on that stock today. KNDI in here at 98 and out at 20. So a nice little 20-cent win there for me on KNDI. But I'm going to leave that one until that level that Neil just talked about, 1340 on a break spot there. Obviously, I'll have to find out. Maybe, Brendan, if you can remind me there. Their offering was at what price? It was at 12. Then it was amazingly well received. So that's the reason for me to look long here on a break, on a well-received offering, and I do that all the time. So that's why I'm looking long on that one. But we'll wait to see if it comes back to 1340 there. We'll wait to see. And here it goes, ripside right now. We'll get back into KNDI if it does go above 1340. I mean, look how fast this guy is. What up, B?
1130. The answer to that. The offering was 1130. Wanted to show you this one as well. A little Canadian content. Lightspeed, guys, point of sale company. Just broke 46 there. Big volume spike at 46. 7% for LSPD.
Oh, man. I love that. There's not so many names to trade in Canada that are, I mean, look at Lightspeed. Wow, that would have been a great opportunity to buy that name. I was going to say there's not too many tech companies in Canada, but the best tech company in Canada by far is Shopify. Actually, you know what? I'll call it this here with NY, just so you guys can look at it. Shopify has been on a little bit of a decline lately, so I'm very, very close, guys, to putting Shopify in ye old portfolio. So get ready for a possible Shopify call very, very soon about going long into this name. I do like Shopify down here, and let the winners run here into the end of the year. So Shopify should do some damage here for investors coming into the end of the year. I do like it breaking out through $1,000. So we have 7 more to go before we get to that lucky number, guys.
And the candy, I just broke that 40. So like I said, I tightened my stop up in the short. I only got 1 retracement level. And that 1340 level from yesterday is also this breakout. I'm assuming you're in as well, Sean, because 1340 just came and went on KNDI. Just to give you an idea of what we're looking at here, it was this level breakout yesterday. Some tests in the morning at that same price. That's why I liked it. If you can get like 1 or 2, maybe even 3 levels of significance when you're talking about a breakout trade, that's what I'm always going to love, especially when it's 3 or more. That's what 1340 gave you. That's why I would be out in front of it for a short trade instead of at it. I didn't want to lose an extra 15 pennies when I think I'm bullish going into that price. If it gets to 14, I would take some off. You just look at that flush from the morning. Obviously, that's what sticks out like a sore thumb. Thank you, everybody. I just saw the moonwalk. So 1,500 likes. You know what 1,500 isn't? It's not 2,000. It's not 2,000. We got to get to that 2,000 mark. Look, hit the like and subscribe. It warms Valeria's hearts. We do this for free for you guys, and we will continue to do that each and every single day that the market is open. We can't do anything about it when these guys feel like they want to close the markets. I'm going to come back very quickly to Tesla here. I had a couple of trades in Tesla. One worked, one did not, but it just broke the bottom here at 493. I just want to quickly go over to the 15-minute chart. In the event that Tesla were to break down, obviously we've been talking about the catalyst, the S&P 500 for so long here, but this is a couple of shots at 500, holding above, breaking out above that price. If we do get a breakdown below this 490, I mean, there is the chance that we could have a bit of a flush at test down to like 470, 475, where I think maybe you could pick up some shares. But anyways, just watching Tesla, it could be a little bit weaker than I anticipated. KNDI, I didn't want to take out anything until it got a little higher than this, but I just saw an offer for about 40,000 shares here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is in the event that that breaks, I'm actually going to put an order on the north side of it, so anyone punching long on a 30-50 break looking at that size is going to take me out a few cents higher than that, so I can get a quick little 15-20 cent win.
All right. I see some people talking about Genius Brands here and whatnot. Yeah, Genius Brands, a good name there for sure. Anybody trading that space, you know all about Genius Brands, and that's a crazy one here. I went long through 1340 and got out just real quick there. I'm going to be out of this name here. That is, of course, KNDI. I'm going to leave it there. We've already made our money as we go perfect on the day. We're just looking to make a little bit back here on NIO, back to 50. We're not short. We're not anything right here. I'm looking to see what we can do. Honestly, you know, we talked about options and everything. I'm going to take off these executions just so you guys can see what levels I'm talking about here. I've canceled most of mine. I'm waiting for FireEye. That's the only stock that I'm waiting for right now. And I know a lot of you are watching the positions that I have. $50.60. I want to go long NEO on this break. So I'm just going to wait here. It's been very, very choppy. It's bouncing off VWAP. This is why we use volume weighted average price, man. It generally tells you a little bit of a story. So we're going to wait. It keeps bouncing off that. I don't even like a long here because I'm still thinking if we can break these levels, then we do retest 49. So, and I don't like a 50 long just because it hasn't worked. So I'm going to wait for an ultimate break at the top here for NEO. And if that takes all day, it takes all day. What's up, Bren?
Another move here for this Acromoto FUV. Another day high through 19, immediately to 1950. Look at the volume crescendoing almost to the upside here for FUV. That's Acromoto. That's that 3-wheel EV maker. I wanted to show you this one as well. If we'll flip over to Longview, that new SPAC of the day, Longview through 1150 there on a volume spike as well. Now 19.5% for that one, guys.
I like, so Neil, it's your turn now. So I've come up with this free merch, not free merch, maybe it'll be free eventually. Merch Friday, you've got SPAC of the day. We'll give Neil some homework. He's gonna come up with a segment for us all on Monday. Neil will come up with a segment, so get ready for that. Neil's segment coming Monday.
Yeah, sure thing, buddy. I'll look for some trades here. I apologize for this one.
You don't want a segment?
I made the accident, and someone just asked about Solo. This is a bad one for me because I actually did have this on my list today, and I don't know why we didn't get to it. It is what it is. It's going to happen to you sometimes. It's a big time mover here. As far as levels to the upside, it was a breakout that I was looking for. I mean, multiple days breaking to the upside parabolic like this is always going to be on my radar, and I do not know why I missed this. You had also the top, this is what I was looking at in the pre-market here. You had this sort of top end move here into $10. You then had a pre-market top at 10. It's an obvious breakout through that price. It's just also gone parabolic for you. You can see the last couple of sessions. I will be all over this one in the afternoon to look for a turnaround. It hasn't halted yet. It also hasn't given any like a really strong pullbacks. The first one it tried to at 12 even, but now it's trying to do the same thing at 13. If it halts, I'll look for an entry the same way I always do off of that level. It just tried to get to 13 even. If this is where the fail is and we go sideways around 1250, 1260, that could be an entry for me just because it happens to be lunchtime. But this is a name that I'm going to kick myself over it because I did have this one written down, and that was such a good look. The problem here is that it was coming to the downside off the open, so it kind of threw away that breakout trade where you get away from it, and then it happens later on after 10 o'clock instead of at like 9:30, 9:40, which is the sweet spot. So it is what it is. Solo looking fantastic right now. I'm continuing to add to naked brands. I actually said to Greg, like, I'm going back to my penny stock days. If it turns here, a lot of times when they try this afternoon bounce, if it doesn't go, it's a big time failure when it's been like a 2 or 3 day mover that's down for the first time. If they can't bounce it after the open when it goes to the downside, you could dig in at lunchtime for a bit of a short trade, and then if it breaks the lows, it's a bit of a home run. So it's basically flat for me right now, but I am still digging into that short. I might even double my position as long as it holds below VWAP, but I'm not at that point yet.
All right. Yeah, we're still watching on GBTC here. We can check in on AMD maybe. Here, Tesla with a nice little flush, actually. Market up today, Tesla down. This generally, guys, happens to stocks after they make their all-time highs. There is a little bit of a disconnect from the market because yesterday Tesla does touch 502, which was the new all-time high. We'll check out, I don't know if this wick was real yesterday, 508, probably not, because we go up and down there, some dark pools, funny stuff there, but what is that? 504. Right there. So we'll find out about that one. If that's, I guess that probably is the new high. But look at Tesla just falling right now, down to 490 and change. We're going to see what that does here. 490 and change here on Tesla. Wow, making moves to the downside. I think maybe this is all the EV space there. It looks like we got out of our NEO just a little bit too early. We have 0 LFT right now, so we're probably going to keep on with that as we go. We don't have any losses from our top. We're at our highest spot we've been at all day. I do want to put up here our executions. We'll go to execution right there, push apply. And just to see here, NEO in and out there quickly on that short. Let's just wait to see what it does now. I told you that we could have taken a short through VWAP, but it's just so choppy. Like, here we go. Now we're stopping again. Maybe downside here as Tesla comes crashing down. Let's maybe watch out for 48.70. I saw someone on the chat mention about being patient, and I thought they said that was a good lesson that they learned there. And I think patience, you need to have that when you're looking right now, especially at 11:30. You don't need to push the facts.
Yeah, and there was a bounce on FireEye here. It's just held at 15 and come back to the upside. So, now I'll be looking to get into it. I want to see it bounce first, not just necessarily jump into the position right away. We talked about this pullback already and gave you a couple of looks here at this 15 area and why we like it. So I'm going to put a bid down a little bit lower. If it breaks it, fine. Tesla just went to the downside, so I just took it out. And Tesla's a market leader, so if I see like NEO, or if I'm into NEO, or if I'm into KNDI like I just was, I like the breakout at that level. But if Tesla's going to break that low that I just talked about and said we could be, looking at a potential flush in the afternoon, if it cannot hold that 490, I'm going to just get right out of KNDI, so I'll walk away from that trade to the long side. It's not going to work out for me. I am very close to adding to naked brands, but I need to break down below 19. I'm not yet doubling my position in this one, but if the trend continues and it cannot break the upside trend, I will likely be short the entire day on naked brands if it's below VWAP. I love that day 2 or day 3 when it does fail at some point. My order is in, but I'm not going to get filled just yet on FireEye. I need it to come down a couple of pennies before that happens. I've been sort of sitting around waiting for NNDM to come down to $4. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I still like the level. It's still in play. It's on our watch list. Of course, they had an offering as well. It's actually not even pulling back as deep as I expected, so maybe I should be a little bit more bullish on picking this one up at a better price. There goes naked, so it's below that 19. I will try to pick up some more shares on the south side of that price.
Okay, and just to talk about candy, it's actually funny because exactly what happened, what we were talking about before, where Neil mentioned, on a breakout, and then when it doesn't go, to get out, right? And that's exactly what I did here. And just to give you guys an idea of why I got out really fast, I could have waited for that 50 break, but then when that doesn't happen, it goes there, doesn't happen, and then we get out on the retracement back down. So now I think, like Neil was mentioning, there may be a good time to reload here, 13 or so on candy. That was our first in. And then when this doesn't go through 50 is when I get out there. So in and out there for flat. Could have taken, I guess, 10 cents, but that was the spot that we were waiting for it to break. And then when it didn't, we flew the coup on that one. So KNDI, we're still waiting for that. NEO still coming in. Another name that we look at here is AMD all the time, 85.37, not really doing too much. I still have that light speed up. That's amazing. I meant to buy that when they first came out over in Canada, which wasn't too long ago. That's been a monster. Any tech stock that comes through in Canada, you got to watch out. But we haven't made any trades off AMD. But just look, guys, VWAP's 85.20. So if you do want to be patient a little bit, you could get a retracement back this side, guys. What up, B?
Ideanomics, there was, what was the offering was yesterday, I guess it was. There was a headline on this one this morning as well that caused this gap in the pre-market, but this thing just popping back up on a volume scanner for IDEX, about to take out that 150 high from early on this morning. Volume coming into this one as well, guys.
All right, we're just watching this thing here. I'm trying to watch this Bitcoin. It's not moving. This is GBTC. Like, I'm in and out here at 30, and then now it finally wants to go up a little bit. But the volume here, 7 million shares. Very, very important to watch out for pink sheet names if you have ability to trade them. It's just the way we're only trading it now because Bitcoin trying to make moves back down to 18.7 right now. So, okay, Blink charging 20% again. Still to the north side here. We don't have any trades on it, but I know it's a name that a lot of you are looking at. So BLNK going north side here. Did DraftKings make that 58 there? We want to look at that 48.50. Come on, it's on NASDAQ. NQ there. Okay, it's still trying to make a move. We were waiting for this level. I thought it was 50, but I guess it's right here. 48.15. If that does break on DraftKings, let's play some of the momentum to the high side. So the only thing I'm waiting for now, guys, FireEye right here, which is getting close to this 15.30 level. We'll go long on that one. And then, of course, we just talked about Mr. DraftKings, looking at that in the face as well. But maybe we'll take a little long right now on FireEye or wait till 30. Let's wait till 30, guys.
Yeah, and I'll get to BioNTech in a second. I tried to get, it's trying to roll over one more time here, right around my actual price, and I've been using this like 101, 25 to 50 area the entire way. But solo, like I just mentioned, is going to be the front of my mind. The two of these positions here, of course, I am taking more. I just took more shares in Naked Brands, as I said, below that 19. But solo, I was looking for parabolic move, a halt, something to the upside that's reversible. It tried it once. It's trying it again now to pull back to the downside. The second I see consolidation off of one of these levels, I'm going to jump into the short trade if I can. It just hasn't really done it. I mean, it's still staying pretty wild here. Just dip below this 13. If I see any signs that this is where it's going to level off and start to calm down a little bit, that's where I would jump in. I'm trying to be a little bit patient with this one. I am, of course, I have to monitor Naked Brands because at some point, I'm not saying I'm going to jam into more shares, but I'm looking to jam into more shares to the south side of that trade as long as it holds below VWAP.
Okay, yeah, just watching. Everyone wants to talk about Datadog. Yeah, guys, Square. I mean, talk about Square. Holy, Brendan. 195 was on our look there. It doesn't matter. I don't have it anymore. Profitable stock, but wow. Got to try to hold some of these a little bit longer. I was actually thinking about that last night. Like, these calls have been really great, and the market is fantastic right now. So make money while the market's hot, and I should have held on to that Square. Yuck. What up, Beat?
Another $6 move just for fun on Square. McAfee, we were talking about this in the pre-market, was on the list this morning, guys. Did absolutely nothing for most of the morning. 1570 was just a pivot here for this thing. And then all of a sudden, a rocket ship here to the upside. Big volume coming through, day highs here for, this one, MCFE. Now positive on the day, guys.
That's why you got to use we actually have this in our system, so I can, I could have set an alert for a volume spike, and I said the only way to take this thing is maybe you get a bit of a volume spike and you can catch a long off consolidation, but there's no way you're getting that unless you have some kind of an alert, let's be honest. That's just the way it's going to be. I literally just talked about this one, BNTX, trying to look for another rollover here, and it continues to hold this top. Of course, we were shorting this one off of like 101.50 area, some a little bit lower than that, and then getting everything out, well, not everything out, getting most of our shares out when we took profits down just below this 100 range. It looks like we're trying to make another turn to the downside. I already added one time. I have one more time that I can reload here, at least for my risk parameters anyways, for what I'm looking to win or lose on this trade. If it does slip down below 101, maybe that's the way I get in. Ideally, I'd like to be taking this sideways as long as it doesn't break 101.50 and then catch some shares around the price that I have right now. And then if we can slide back down, take more profit in front of that 100, in front of that 99.50, and still look for that 99 break on the gap retracement play. As far as Naked Brands goes, I think that's every time I've managed to told you guys this. I think I was looking at the minute chart instead of doing this, which I was trying to explain about when you have a multi-day parabolic mover in the penny stocks. 1, 2, 3 days up, consolidation. Gap to the downside. There's a breakdown trade which I took here of 25.26, which is going to stand out obviously. Support on the way up. Then as it continues to the downside, you see this level here, yesterday's bottom where it broke out that 16, 17 cents, right in here to that 20 cents, which we're trying to get through right now. This is what I'm talking about, where it's like you try to make that little bottom, you consolidate in that range. I've done this. I used to trade penny stocks. This is when I started out my first couple of years of trading way back in 2003, and this is something that I really like. So you pick up the short here. If it breaks to the upside, fair enough. You lose a couple of cents. I got 19s as my average price, so it'll be a little bit less than like a 10% move. But if we break the bottom, I'm talking hopeful jailbreak back into these levels down at like 13 to 15. And I want to make sure when I see a setup like this, I'm sort of going back to my roots. Yes, this was a great short here, and it's a bigger move. But this, when it consolidates, the tighter the range is and the liquidity is so good, you can maybe leverage up to some more shares. So I'd use a few more shares for this play, but it's a bit of a different structure than what was falling off a cliff earlier at 9:30.
Yeah, going back to the roots for sure on some of these trades. And I mean, this reminds me of back in the day when stocks just kept going nuts like every single day.
Internet Capital Group?
Internet Cap. What is that? What's that?
ICGE, man.
Oh, ICGE, yeah. Or WorldCom when I first started as well. And you guys, based on that, you guys can check it out on I think it's on our Market Wisdom page. All of our journeys are up there as well. And I don't know, Valeria, if you can find one, you can put it in the chat, or all three of ours, doesn't matter. Find one of our journeys you can put in there. If you haven't seen it yet, just talks all about everything and how we've been, where we came from and why we're in this business. So I think that's important to watch, just if you guys are interested. If not, that's fine too. But Square still to the upside. And look, I keep talking about the same stocks, but we haven't gone back to Palantir yet. It made that bottom at 1870 a couple times. So I have that on watch right now, for a possible long situation there on Palantir. If it does come back to 1870, we'll put a few bids, maybe 75, 76. We'll do that right now. And if it can come in, we'll take that and then watch out for these bids here. 1875, and then breaking through on this low. We'll take another shot on Palantir just in case it wants to run up again. But we were basically one and done. Should have probably stayed on this a little bit longer.
I can't believe it. It's already 11:40. It feels like, you know what? The reason why this day is going a heck of a lot faster is I don't always make a lot of executions, as many in terms of like raw trades as Sean might, but because of the penny stocks that I've been trading, both like Naked Brands and TTNP, I'm approaching like 200 executions. I haven't gone back into TTNP, and I'm not necessarily done with this stock. It just, it made a push to the upside. I think it's still trending down, but I only want it now in front of 25. So I'll let this one come back in before I take any more shares of it. It is 10:40, time for a fun segment. Brendan is at the big screen. He's got our morning wrap.
Hey guys, about 20 minutes left for us. Let's wrap things up. Have a look at North American markets one more time. Bit of a quiet end to the week for these markets today. S&P 500 still red. The Dow also. NASDAQ back into positive territory, but only just. Kind of floating around that break-even mark. The Russell down for the day, 0.35%. Here in Toronto, we're back into positive territory, 0.34% for the TSX. These are the top symbols for us today. Alibaba, Square, BNTX, and NIO per share, P&L on that side. Let's have a look at a few of these real quick. That move in this thing, Alibaba, there was a nasty wick over here. I had to move this over a bit. But the move off of 262 to where it is now is just pretty impressive this morning. It held that low end of the range in the pre-market and then off to the races for Alibaba. Square as well. Yeah, we were just looking at this. Wow. This move was nice, but we're at, what is that, 200 coming in? I see there, Sean, 200 for Square. That makes sense. Yeah, we'll shift over to BNTX real quick. This thing's been kind of in a bit of a range. Doesn't mean you can't take advantage of the bottom end, the top end. This is 99 down here. This is 102 at the top. You know, $1.50, $2 range to play in between on BNTX, guys. Back to you.
Daryl was just talking about data, which a bit of an inside joke for those of you that don't watch it. That's Brendan's name there, DADA. Now, one more stock to get to here. I did make a play on this one, and apologies for not getting back to it. This was a losing trade in YY for me. But let's remember, if you go back to yesterday, this, of course, it's a recent IPO. Oh, sorry, not a recent IPO, but it was just in play of the short seller report. You know, Baidu's trying to purchase them, and the big short seller came in. Now, 85 even was a big time level here in yesterday's action. But if you go to the daily chart, you also have this sort of like real interesting pivot on this level. So that's one level of significance. Yesterday's price action, it did have the gap up. It was a huge flush, of course, the short seller report. And then you had this big time level that just held all morning long. I kept saying over and over again, 85, 85, 85 can't break. I was shorting it, and much like BNTX, playing the range, shorting the top, and then it would never break that 85. When it did this morning, I did take a shot here, shorting off that break. It took it out, but look at this. Every time it's ticked above it, it's just slamming back down. So every now and then, when you look at something like this, which has at lunchtime doing nothing, a 10, 15 cent spread, at times 20 or 30, that just means that you have to give it that much room off of a level break. So instead of having a stop at 85 even and saying, I'll get out at 85.20, 85.30, maybe the stop should be at 85 quarter, 85.30, and just give it more room. Now, obviously, this trade, if it continues to flush, 70 was the bottom when that short sale report came in. So if it goes halfway, you're talking $4 or $5 you can make on that trade. Who cares about an extra 30 or 40 cents? So that's one of the things I've learned here, because when I look at this short, am I actually wrong yet if I'm still holding it? I don't necessarily think so, and that's one of the things you got to consider. So, you know, I'm not going to jump into a trade at lunchtime. I feel like I want the volume to pick up to give me some of the upside, or in this case, downside for the short. But it looks like it might be happening now. I'm not going to hesitate. If we actually get a push downside and then start leveling off a little bit, I can get back into the same position and the volume is picking up. I'll use the same level with a bit of a wider stop, because why have it at 85.01 when the stock is going to do this and just chop you out in and out multiple times? I'd rather be still in the trade if it hasn't actually broken.
Here goes your DraftKings. Finally now, guys, we're waiting still for 48.50 right now on DKNG.
Yeah.
We've been waiting very, very patiently. I think the first spot we talked about was this 48.10. I can't remember. I wish I would have remembered that, but now I have to wait for 50. The bottom, it's right up here. This level is actually, it's 48. But we're going to wait for that. I mean, call it 50, whatever. It's not even a technical thing right now. This is the kind of moves that we talked about. Like, I hate DraftKings. You got to wait for it to take out some levels. This would have been a good one. This also would have been a good one there, but you got to wait. Like, if you take this break right here, then yeah, it falls back down 47.50. Now it's making a move up. We're going to go light, but we will go back into DKNG right now on this play.
John, you want to know what annoys me about this? Is like, when I was going over this play, I pointed out this little move that happened right going into the close 2 sessions ago, where that same 47.50 level that I was looking at, the bottom end of that range, it took it out and went to 47.30. Now, I still maintained my stop. You should, yeah, exactly.
Punch the chart in the
face. So
face.
It punched 50 through and then held that 30 level. So, I mean, I just finished saying over there on Joy, that sometimes you have to give that extra couple of pennies, and then that's exactly what happens with DraftKings. And the difference here was I said all that before I took that long trade and still got wicked out and made the bottom wick. So every now and then it'll look pretty on the chart for those of you that want to. I mean, I can get a laugh out of it because it happens and you've been trading long enough. It'll happen over and over again. But whenever you have one look on a stock, which is like, I want a bottom pick and this is my level, and then I get wicked out like that, it just means it's not a lack of conviction. It's just maybe not having the perfect read on where you should put that stop order. And ultimately, if you're going to use a stop order, you got to be careful about where you're putting it. I actually didn't have it right at 50. I actually did give it a couple of pennies lower. But if I was going to give it a couple of cents lower, it should have been to that 30 mark that we identified on that 15-minute chart. That's a much better area to put the stop. Just risk an extra 20 cents. It's worth it when it comes all the way back to VWAP for you.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought maybe you were still on, but bottom
I
picking,
wish.
bottom picking's a good name. I mean, the same thing happened. I mean, look, guys, it happens to both of us. Like even Square, Square breaks my little spot there. We don't give it like an extra 30 cents, and then there it is. This is why we get frustrated all the time on the show because and again, it's not an excuse for Neil and I, but like we are using our hands here, but. We go from stock to stock, and like Neil just mentioned there, we put the order out, and we don't get to see order flow all the time. So that's one piece that I would say is missing when we're here trading, is that if Neil and I were not on the show, like Neil might have been able to see that order flow and just saw it spike down and then right back up and been able to cancel that. And that's what happens. It happens all, like I didn't even realize, like right here, I didn't even realize VWAP was down here. It would have been much smarter to give it to VWAP instead giving it to the even break there of 194.50. Like it's just one of those little things where we have so much going on, and it's very, very hard to find the right methods to trade. And that's why on Palantir I put a bid down here and actually got picked up. And so this is another example right now. My out on Palantir is going to be right down here, 67, 68. If it breaks this low, then I'm going to be out. But then, what if it's just one candle that spikes down here and then it rips back up, right? It could be this candle. Like, look, if your stop is down here at 1850, like you get broken and then it just rips back up right to the high side. So you got to watch out for that. But right now, Palantir, though, is a good one. It's a little mac and cheesy. I love Palantir. It seems to be pretty easy if you can find the levels. And I think right here, we may have found one at 75. We're just playing off this bottom. So we go long Palantir right now and just keep cashing it in. So we're just topping up our days here as we go. I'm in. You're going to see me in Naked Brands, but Neil's already talked all about that. He's trading way more shares than I am on this. So
I should say this though. Like here's the thing. Like you probably have not seen me actively trade penny stock, but I was saying this in the chat. Like this is the type of setup that for me, I'm willing to basically like have like a day-breaking trade on Naked Brands if I lose on this short trade, where it's it's a setup that I just absolutely happen to love, and it's worth a little bit more risk, and it's something that I've done in the past. I'm trying to apply it here. I just want to say we were just running my mouth talking about BNTX, and Brendan had just covered this in his wrap, and I missed the rollover trade. I was trying to cash to add to my position around here in the quarters in 50s. It is trying to bounce off VWAP. If it breaks through, I'll take some off at 100. I'll take some off at 99.50, and I still want to. If it ever breaks 99, I'm still going to take it to the south side, but. How is it 11.50 already? Brendan, what's up, bud?
Solo, guys. Another one from the EV space just popping up on the downside here. So we got through $12 there. A little volume alert went off on the downside. So sellers coming into both this one and also AYRO also breaking 9 there. 9 was holding as support for quite some time. Back to the downside. Both of these things possibly starting to roll over a bit, guys.
Few dark pool prints down there in AYRO. Not just a couple. Anyways, look, this stock for me, if I'm going to be shorting something like this, which I was, one of the things that, for anybody that follows this show, if you ever see me in a short position talking about, man, this thing looks strong, look at the bid, fall flush to the downside and the offer not trail it. I'm just going to throw buys in here and then like buy it at 750 when I'm talking about it, but then still go short up here, talk about buying it up here, make money, and then still go short there. Like my long reads were easily the best, and my short plays were not good. So it's one of those things where every now and then, if I'm telling you areas of concern for someone who's sitting into a short and you're bullish on the stock, just think of it the other way around. Like if I'm sitting here saying I'm worried I'm getting out at that price, sometimes it's a good entry point. I mean, I hate to like throw shade on myself, but that's kind of true. And obviously that was the case down here at 750. Now, apologies for these wicks. These are dark pool points down here. It never came down. But if it does come back to that 750 and it's the same look, maybe there's a bounce in AYRO in the afternoon. I saw it happen at 20s. I saw it happen at 50s. A little bit here at 840, but not to the same extent. I would just maybe make a guess that it could happen one more time in the afternoon if this really is coming back to the downside. So AYRO, it felt strong to me all morning. You can't win very often if you're fighting the trend. You try to lose as little as you can when you have setups that are in play for you, and they're not going to go your way. That's what I've tried to do here. Thankfully, I had a couple of longs, maybe some money back, but the shorts, none of them any good.
The sun shines on a dog's backside every once in a while. and it did on me right here. We were able to get some 84s there on that move up, so that's why you got to have some orders sitting around. We did talk about that, and again, sometimes it happens the opposite way, right? We get wicked out. We just did a little bit of a talk on that one, and this time we get wicked out on the right side of it, as we did have an order sitting right there. So someone paid me 84s before it went down to 72s. What up, Pete?
We were talking about that Wader Holdings earlier, a bit of a stay-at-home play. This another one, obviously, Zoom having quite the day. 5.8% for Zoom. Back to 440. I was just going to look at this one as well. Roku, not as big, but 2%. So with these cases still climbing, a lot of these stay-at-home type stocks coming back, guys.
Wow.
Tom Anthony, I see you there talking about these AYRO prints are real. I don't know where I saw. Oh, here it is. Anthony Levy, sorry. I don't know if those are real or not. I wasn't watching it. I know, Neil, you mentioned that.
These are all just dark. These are all dark pool block prints that are just coming off the tape. And the thing about these, if I can show level 2, the thing about deep prints or any kind of dark pool prints is like, yes, you will have active at the market prints which are just hidden. But you will also have a block order flow or order flow that does not have to report immediately to the tape that can come in at prices. So what will end up happening is, because we draw every print to the chart, I don't want to be missing out on real dark order flow. Occasionally you'll see things like this where you're getting big time dumps of prints that happened in that 740 to 760 or 780 range coming through. The easy way to tell is I have a level 2 up, so it's pretty easy to see that they're fake. The other thing you should just watch out for is you look at the volume, right? So you see the volume. It hasn't. I'll try to do this for you guys so you can see a little bit better. I'll exaggerate it maybe with by doing that. You see the volume on these little moves to the downside. If that was real, there's no way you'd still be teetering on day low volume. Likely it would be bouncing to the upside because that's a crazy amount of action to come down. So a couple of ways you can immediately tell whether they're real or fake. That's just what I do. I look at the volume, or I look at my level 2 to see that it never traded down there.
Okay, and DKNG right now, we are in it. So let's watch out now. We're in it pretty small, like I said. At 11, you're right, Neil. This is 11:55. Like, it just went by really quick. We are starting at 8:30. I can actually let me find that next Monday, not this coming Monday, the Monday after. I'm gonna go with 3. I don't know where these things are anymore. There it is. Yeah, 8:30 a.m. coming up on the 30th. So set your alarms a bit earlier. Obviously, you guys are all up, hopefully, at that time anyways, prepping. But right now, we're coming back with that 8:30 on November 30th. So that's going to be a good one, and we're looking forward to bringing that show to you as well on that day. Here goes DraftKings, guys, instantly in the money there, that 10 cents off the 50 break. We're actually not 54, so we're only in the money 6 cents, but we're looking at it touching VWAP, and let's see if DraftKings can't get back up to here, 49.25, something like that. And what's up to show up? We're going to keep drinking. Let's go.
As Sean said, I mean, like 11:55, 11:56 already? I mean, are you kidding me? It's obviously been a fun week. If you guys haven't liked it, I don't know what to say. If you're not hitting the like and subscribe, you're making Valeria feel upset. Clearly, got to put a smile on her face. We love to see that little astronaut dance at the end of the show. It's always fun to do. Just to update you guys, of course, Sean just mentioned we are going to that 8:30 start, and that is starting on November the 30th. That's simply because you've seen with the activity today. I mean, I've traded almost about 10 symbols. There's so much to cover. We try to do as much as we can for you in that half an hour, and we just realized it's not enough time. So for you guys, we're going to start half an hour earlier and end a half an hour later. There's one more thing that we got to do before we end this week off. We hate to do it, but we got to get out of here. We got to find out what national day it is. I already know, and I'm literally like smacking my lips at how hungry this is making me, because there's no chance I'm getting this for dessert tonight. Valeria, let's see what day it is today.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, guys, thank you for spending this trading week with us. Welcome all the new subscribers and all new members. And guys, please hit thumbs up if you haven't done this yet, as we are just 300 likes away from astronaut dance. Guys, have a wonderful weekend and happy National Butter Fudge Day.
Yes.
Peanut butter, sorry.
Peanut butter fudge.
Peanut butter. I was going to say, what are those nuts in there? But yeah,
Yes.
peanut butter.
Yes, yes, and more yes. Give me all of the fudge, all of the time. You said your kids are at the dentist there. Let me rot my teeth on some fudge.
Oh, they're going to, they're on their way now to a mall. They took over the mall, and it's the Avengers.
What?
It was very expensive, too. It was like $50 a kid or something like that. It's like an Avengers themed thing at the mall, and apparently it's really huge. And the wife said you may know about it, but obviously not. But it's a huge Avengers thing. Like the real Iron Man suit is there. Yeah, there's everything. Is there the real Black Panther mask, I believe, is there as well. So I'll get some pictures and I'll tweet those out, guys.
We're having such a fun day, and then I'm sitting here. It's like, look, we love trading. We love doing what we love to do here, guys. DraftKings breaking the upside. I talked about this getting wicked out, but I'm glad Sean got it at least because I like that bottom pick. It's going to be a good one. I'd rather be here with you guys than checking out some cool stuff at that Avengers event. Of course, maybe I don't know. But it's been a fun day. It's been a fun day. It's been a fun week. It's been a great month. I mean, everything about it has been fantastic. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. You still have time to get to that 2,000 likes. 100 away? Are you kidding me? Come on, guys. You know we can get there. How about this? I'll remind you guys of the video dropping today. I've talked a little bit about it, how I started out as a penny stock trader, and so that's why I'm willing to dig in a little deeper onto this Naked Brands trade that I have on right now, simply because I know it's one of my trading edges. So you stick to what works for you. You're always trying to expand your horizons. I wouldn't trade a BioNTech 5 years ago, but I will now. So learn what your edge is, identify it. How do you hone that skill? How do you get better at putting more capital into it and making more money off of it, guys? So this is what it's all about here. The link is there. Valeria has dropped it for you guys. Thank you very much, Jose. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for that super chat. We just got to the 2K. So thank you, everybody. I can't dance that well. No, not as good as Valeria in the astronaut suit. Thank you, everybody. It's been a fantastic week. I'm Neil. Down the line for Valeria, for my man Sean Cantina, who has the DraftKings trade. I made the bottom wick today, pie on my face. Brendan Wickens.
Got everything.
I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you next week.